Now I'm swallowed. Now I'm the fool while you're breaking rules. Dangerous path.
Fantastic people. Welcome to this evening's broadcast here. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Strive, joined by the fantastic Soy Sauce, as per usual on the opening bracket. Going to be a banger of an evening. If y'all have your eyes peeled on the screen, which you should by now, the head-to-head is going to be down below. But before we get any further, Soy Sauce, how are you doing? It's a pleasure to be back with you as usual.
Yeah, I mean, another great week of EGFC Rocket League about to get underway. And like you said, a great matchup to start here out of the Eastern Conference. William and Mary taking on RIT. And RIT, they look fantastic so far this season, 5-0. William and Mary, bit of a slower start to the season, but they've gone through a couple different lineup changes, and that's just to start off the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And as the schedule shows up here, it's going to be a nice and healthy evening of Rocket League. We might see the Kachow special come out, so keep your eyes peeled. That's at least where a lot of different people's heads are at. But second matchup is going to be UTA going up against University of Cincinnati. Your third matchup for the evening, Washington State Cougars up against the University of Tennessee Knoxville. And then the final series here is going to be University of Southern California up against University of Connecticut. So nonetheless, a great series of games ahead of us. I am super pumped. So it's always nice to get to Wednesday, right? I feel accomplished. Like I've made it halfway through the week and I get to cast some Rocket League with you.
And you get to be amped up for these teams, right? These are some fast-paced players throughout the day that we're going to see. And starting off with these lineups, Truth, Kobe, and Pilot for the side of William and Mary. Kobe catching the eye here as one of the newer players to this roster. He's been on the team for a while, but this will be his first start this season. And then RIT, this squad has been on fire since day one. Sebward, Sunblaze, and Jakob, three guys who have all competed, I believe, in CRL before. So you know this squad has got some high-octane action to bring to the table.
Yeah, 100%. And talking about high octane, we're right off to the rip, heading to the ceiling and to the walls for both these teams here at William and Mary. Bit of an early possession back and forth. We're just going to see how these teams kind of settle in here and where the rhythm and flow starts to go. Initial control, RIT headed. We'll see how William and Mary can cope with this big push.
Good clear here to start. Sebward is back for RIT. Gets a good challenge as well. Kobe getting chased down here. Has to come off the wall. Opts to back away. Plays patient here as he tries to get his defense oriented properly. But Jakob's just going to muscle this one to the far post and in. And it's the Tigers to strike first.
Yeah, massive little connection here. Well played there. Jakob absolutely rushing that ball like a demon. You like to see it for RIT. Immense strong start, and their past history in the weeks that have already gone by has been absolutely nominal here. Soy, they've been absolutely dominating the scene, and that's showing with that first goal for sure.
They're 5-0 so far. They've only dropped one game so far. They're 15-1. That one loss came at the hands of NAU, Northern Arizona, who was a top 8 team in the league last year. And their goal differential off of this fantastic start, one of the best in the league, plus 50 goal differential. So they light the lamp better than a lot of teams here. William and Mary's defense has to be ready for it. They give up one early here, but they've got the ball on the right side of the pitch. But Jakob's going to be able to carry this ball out. Great air dribble from him, and he's going to find Sunblaze here off a bounce. Chop shot here over top, and that's going to be 2-0 Tigers.
William and Mary forced, not necessarily, I think it was Truth there, to make a bit of a light touch that wasn't optimal. Didn't really move the ball into any different area code on that pitch, and RIT smelled that from a mile away and just said, listen, ball possession, we're going to go ahead and pressure off of that. And they're really good at converting in moments and capitalizing on opportunities that are a given to a certain extent. So good push initially here. William and Mary, though, showing signs of life, very decent defense. They just got to work a little bit harder on getting some meaningful touches in.
Find a way to maintain some possession here. Pilot is up, but wow, underneath goes Sebward, and a fake comes through, I believe, at the end there, and Sebward is going to tap in one, and I believe that's every single member of RIT getting on the board early this game, and Kobe, just the unfortunate player there as the last man back, diving at that ball, little quick to the play. RIT plays it slow, gets it around him, and just like that, it's a 3-goal lead.
A huge showing from RIT early on here. Pilot here looking to make a bit of a centering, aggressive touch. Not necessarily connecting. Truth has a very interesting angle, decent redirect towards the backboard, but as per usual, RIT's posted up and ready to challenge it right on. Jakob rushing to that ball, hitting the aerial. Truth to hard clear back. Sebward, the midfield demon, going to keep some good ball control here, dribble it off to the wall, and buy some time for at the minimum some rotates here from Jakob and co.
Jakob will continue to try and up the pace here. William and Mary, this lineup with Pilot and Kobe both in is a very defensive squad. You know, those are often the players back, which means that they've got to get involved offensively, and Pilot will do just that here. Off the feed from Truth, Sebward can't find the pinch, and Pilot burns him for it.
Yeah, really good capitalization. Again, it's about opportunity and being able to really drive that ball home when they're given those chances. And I think that's been the theme for RIT in the 3 goals that they've received. Bit of a 50-50 kickoff. Jakob looks to redirect that ball towards net and does so. Truth is there to receive. Pilot, again, nominal defense here from William and Mary. They're looking very, very alive. They just got to watch these little slots and openings in the top of the net. And if it's not going to connect once, it'll connect twice. RIT eventually do make that long distance call to home.
Jakob is just a bullet here, just gets up so quickly to the net, and that shot is not easy. When you're going up at that speed, it is so easy to just throw that into the backboard, but he gets the perfect drop down on it, and still with such pace behind it that there's just no chance for anyone on the William and Mary defense to be able to rotate back and make a play on that ball. So back to a 3-goal lead go the Tigers here, but William and Mary, some offensive possession, they go for a bump play. Pilot has to back off of this one though, as too many bodies in front. Kobe up, will make the save here and will continue to chase this ball down. Gets a demo onto Jakob, and Truth will launch this one. He and Kobe are up. Kobe towards the backboard, almost on target there. Could have been a goal, but Sunblaze will knock it to the side. Pilot dives at this one, and now Sebward wins a 50. Kobe's last man back. They bump each other through, and Kobe will have a clear off the back of it. Jakob playing patient here, has the boost, goes up, but Truth is behind him and intercepts it. Now high off the green backboard once more. Kobe is there, but he's slow to the play. Sunblaze has a double tap, and he'll score! 5-1 RIT!
RIT superbly in control. I mean, it was about like 10-20 seconds ago I'm watching the play. Pilot has ball possession, or is chasing it, and in the rear view you just see RIT had ball possession. In the rear view of Pilot, you just see 3 members of RIT just prowling there. They are totally set up for passing plays, solo plays. They're moving as a squad, and it's working superbly well for them. Couple that with Jakob's like really aggressive pushes towards this ball that you mentioned, Soy Sauce. You have a nice little combination for this squad in orange right now.
So well positioned are RIT, like you've mentioned, and this one's gonna bounce in. Jakob with a hat trick here in game number 1. And again, the speed, Truth just sends us to the wall, and Jakob reads it so well off the skip, high over top of that last defender. Just such a fast shot to react to, and it's hard for William and Mary to be positionally in the right spot, because again, RIT are just kind of owning this midfield. Anytime William and Mary try to clear this ball out, there's a Tiger waiting at midfield, and then you see where these shots are placed, such dangerous positions. So difficult for the defense to be ready and prepared for the onslaught RIT is bringing here in game 1.
Yeah, 110% now here. Jakob in control, Sebward lurking, Sunblaze looking to reach that ball and get a meaningful touch in. Jakob, a follow-up with Sunblaze looking to contest, but not going to happen just here. Regardless of the touch, it does feel that RIT is very much in possession of this ball, and Pilot almost had an open net opportunity, looking for the pop shot, pinching it, not able to get there, as 3 members of RIT are just bouncing off that backboard, ready to make a meaningful save. Jakob continues to siege. We see a bit of a cluster here from William and Mary, and that's going to leave some opportunity for Sunblaze to eventually pile drive into one. Going to get Truth out with the demo. William and Mary in control, bouncing it across, and not the greatest touch there, as RIT is able to capitalize yet again off that midfield.
Now the physical play starts to come online here late to try and secure this W, as Jakob will try to make that play off the corner, but Sebward will keep this ball in the midfield best he can. Kobe to clear this one towards the wall. Sebward is there, high off the backboard once more. 2 players at the far post. Sebward dives at this one to try and keep it in the green half. They'll pinch it back towards the corner. Sunblaze now to redirect it mid, but the clock will strike 0, and the Tigers will take game 1.
Yeah, And I'll be quite frank with you, Soy Sauce, it didn't look remotely difficult for RIT. With Jakob's aggression, their strong defense off the backboard, they capitalized. And I think at the end of the day, they had some touches that really offered setup opportunities for them that were able to deliver those goals and push it. And the beauty of RIT, which for me, I keep seeing week in, week out, is their ability to work as a solo and as a team. They're menacing on the aggression, but they're also great when they have a chance as individuals to shine.
I mean, all three of them have the mechanics to just skyrocket this team in terms of offensive capabilities. But the other thing, like you mentioned, the pace of play, they are just so quick to the punch. They are so good at grabbing these early leads, and they're basically a Swiss Army knife on offense. They can attack you through air dribbles. They can attack you through physical play. They can attack you by just pelting the backboard and going for double taps. And if you don't have answers, if you're not in the right position, if you find yourself lacking on boost and hesitating all, they will jump on you for it. And that's what William and Mary fell prey to in game number 1, just unable to react in those specific instances. One of the things I'd like to see from William and Mary is to try and slow the pace down just a tad bit, because you saw those first 2 goals really were Kobe being on the back line and just feeling like he had to make a rushed touch and not being able to do so. They slow the pace down a bit. It feels like the game will be a little bit more controlled, a little bit easier for them to read. Just kind of simplify the game plan. Don't let RIT, go for the more complicated plays.
Yeah, I'm with you. Some really swift passing plays might be also great for William and Mary, Soy, and that's on the nature or on the side of a bit more simple, per se, right? Rely on each other, not necessarily look to contest and go up against the mechanically inclined Tigers and see if you can make some magic happen. But the pressure continues. Sunblaze is just patiently waiting off the back end to keep the possession going now. Pilot looking to drive this ball away from the corner. It's going the wrong way, but eventually comes out, and Sunblaze, nice little tap. Top bar down, close opportunity, saved there by Pilot, and pressure. Look at Jakob just continuing to pile drive that net, Soy.
Jakob is just a hunter in this offensive half. He just continues to throw shot after shot at the net, and everything is seemingly on target. That's the one that's not, though. It goes off the post, and a giveaway here is going to leave Pilot with a backdoor shot off the iron and out. Truth with a rebound save made by Sebward, and a good offensive push by the Tribe is shut down by the Tigers' defense.
Truth going up there, a lot of boost expelled, and we saw just a little bit before, I believe that was Pilot, completely boost starved at midfield, can't do anything at all, and it seems like RIT's pace of play, their ability to manage their boost and also collect those pads respectfully, is able to bring that ball again to a finish, and it's a matter of, how much honey can you throw at it before it sticks, Soy? For RIT, it's just a matter of continuing to aggress that backboard.
And unfortunately there too, the double commit off the back of it, right? You feel antsy on defense. You're seeing the pace of play that the Tigers are bringing to the table, and you're going, well, I have to go. Someone's surely up for this one. But both players biting means all that boost comes off the table. The positioning's a bit awkward in the rotation all of a sudden, and it's an easy capitalization for RIT to get that first one. And now this one could be dangerous, but Truth gets their hand on it. Sunblaze with a good redirect here. Pilot has to use a lot of boost to get up for this one. Sunblaze looking for the drop down pass, and he just barely overshoots. I believe that was Jakob inside the green box. Now Sebward looking to go coast to coast if he can. Goes low under 1. No boost left. Kobe cuts that play off, but Jakob is there to respond. Now looks for a play off the backboard. Got a flip reset there, but Pilot will just steal that ball away and get it out to midfield. Truth wins a good challenge. Pilot's looking for the demo, can't find him. Evades one, gets a pass. Jakob was able to get that corner boost and makes a great save off the back of it.
Stellar from RIT, how they're able to contest these balls. They're getting absolutely barraged right now. Let's be honest, this ball's been in this corner of the field now for at least 20 seconds, but no matter what gets thrown at them, they're up for it, and they're up for it very, very early. That's the difference with RIT, and we've seen a lot of good opportunities with Truth now. Gonna hover and eventually able to connect. It took a couple whacks at it, but in the end, happy to see William and Mary looking much better in this game, Soy Sauce.
That whiff from Pilot was actually the key. It was one-on-one, and everyone thinks Pilot's going to get his nose on that ball and send it on net. But the whiff comes through instead, and it leaves an easy follow-up shot for William and Mary on an empty net there. The defense of RIT getting caught off guard, and just like that, it's a tie game. And like you said, that was a good offensive push from William and Mary. It's hard to gain sustained pressure against the Tigers, and the Tribe were able to do it there.
like what Jakob's doing here, not even allowing that ball to traverse on the ground side towards net. Instead, looking to set up Sunblaze with a bit of haste on that ball to get it moving faster. Now the pressure remains. Jakob, nice little demo. Going to go ahead and look for the passing play to Sunblaze, and he get intercepted by Kobe. Loving what I'm seeing from William & Mary. This defense very much alive, putting the ball in the corner in the pockets and hoping that someone can connect and pick up the pieces. And it's happening. Slowly but surely it's happening.
Oh, just barely missed on a pass there was RIT. Sunblaze tries to tuck that one in. He'll be denied by Kobe. Lots of good defensive stance from Kobe here in game number 2. 1:20 left on the clock, and they're going to need more to try and get this second game. This one dangerous in front. That's going to be Jakob with a shot and an open net here. Too many bodies in the corner for William & Mary, and Jakob will pounce.
Yeah, that follow-up there from, I believe it was Kobe heading in to support Pilot, who got a bit of a tumble-wumble, and the dryer there wasn't the play. Left net open, and RIT knows how to snipe openings. We've seen it time in and time out, especially in game number 1 now. Kickoff going towards the ways of William & Mary, but you can count on Jakob to be in the right neighborhood. Kobe having a difficult time connecting on that aerial play now. Sunblaze picking up the pieces, going towards net. Do we get the traverse? No, we don't. Sunblaze comes in again for another whack on the head, continuing to barrage these members in green.
50 seconds left. Good cutoff by Truth here, and Pilot is in. Sunblaze has to chip it, and he gets over top of Kobe, and that's going to be a goal for Sunblaze to extend the lead here. Sunblaze, the quick turn over top of 2 players, and Truth can't get back in time, and that one, unfortunately, is on the William & Mary defense. That third man, you got to sit back just a tad bit farther. They get a little antsy, and they're punished for it.
Yeah, it looks like they were very much itching to get aggressive, Soy, and rightfully so. I mean, we're not in a great position on that timer to do anything meaningful by being super defensive. They were just hoping for an opportunity, perhaps. I don't know, but the Tigers just capitalized time in, time out. This chip from Truth couldn't look so good on target, but Jakob, of course, being in net makes it a very simple save. And look at Sunblaze, says, you know what, I understand you're up, but I'm really here to make sure that ball doesn't get anywhere near our net.
The aerial control right now is so good from RIT, but they whiff on one, and now Pilot gets a chance to find his teammate Truth. Short time remaining here. Jakob just going to keep in front of this ball and make sure William & Mary have no chance at it, and he gets such a good 50 off the post and in. Sebward to clean it up, and the Tigers extend the lead with 2 seconds remaining.
When there's a slim odd chance or some opportunity just to absolutely keep that ball in play, RIT just does it. Feels like they've got the ground, the air, and everything else just on lock, Soy Sauce. I'm loving what I'm seeing. William & Mary, when they got that first goal, I'm going to be 100% with you. They looked really strong. I felt like there was some light. They've definitely come around the bend, but it looked like it started to fall apart on the defense, especially looking at that two goals ago, where there was just a dead open net. Third man, like you said, wasn't in place, and troubles all across the board. The ball remaining in play for a short period of time, but it's not going to be enough to convert the deficit.
RIT looked great here despite giving up that goal, but it goes to show, and this is starting to paint a picture here for William & Mary of how a lot of their season has gone. Although they are 1-4, it feels like they are that close to being able to win some of these sets. And this is, again, not with the full starting roster. Dolphin, again, absent this week. And Legacy, who's normally been the substitute, has also, been subbed out for this match. Kobe stepping in, and yet still, it feels close. This game was a 1-goal game. It was tied for a significant time period, but the Tigers get the job done defensively. They catch William & Mary making one mistake, and all of a sudden the score starts to sway, and they're able to catch mistake after mistake and run away towards the later portions of game 2. After they got that lead 2-1, William & Mary are forced to make plays, and RIT, they see it coming and they react to it.
That's so well explained, Soy Sauce. You took exactly the words. The timing and the way that match played out against the clock was just super nice for the Tigers. They did a really good job of continuing to keep the pressure up and not looking for anything extravagant. Nothing but pressure, attacking the backboard, and eventually you find yourself in the lead, and you find the folks in green having to make that decision to say, yo, we got to do something about this. We don't have much time left to breathe, and that's been the common theme here for these Tigers. They just continue to choke off the air supply, and it starts off 8 seconds in. I wasn't aware RIT were that hot to the trigger.
Oh boy, Sunblaze here gets up so quickly, the feed to himself, and William and Mary all kind of get caught in this corner, and you think someone can go for that ball, but just no one feels like they're in a good position to dive at that chip to Sunblaze. And he's able to race over back to it, and just like that, RIT get the opener 15 seconds into the match now, and they're already looking for a second one over top of Kobe. Difficult save, Truth does make it. The rebound, though, is still dangerous, and it will be backflipped away by Truth. Follow up here, 2-on-2, but Sunblaze avoids the demo and makes the play over top. Now gets a good challenge. Pilots along the goal line, has to flick it here, but Sebward keeps it in. Truth now, big clear, looking for another redirect. Has it on target, but Sunblaze gets back to make the save. And again, it's William and Mary doing just enough to keep themselves alive. When it comes to this offensive push, there's just always a Tiger in the way.
100%. And if you watch RIT's plays, they do a really good job of keeping this ball above William and Mary's head. I think that's where they're struggling the most on the green team, is they just can't deal with the aerial presence of the Tigers. And they're looking to make meaningful touches with that ball heading to a certain direction, but it's not possible. It's just they're either missing it or not adding value with the connection they're making here. In Truth now, looking to make a parallel play off to the other side of the pitch, but again, that's just giving more time and more opportunity for RIT to reposition and intercept.
To your point about that aerial control, it's RIT being in control of the boost as well, because the fact that they're keeping it so high up is forcing William and Mary to use boost, and because they're on defense so frequently, they don't have access to the full boost on the field, on the pitch. They can't control it. They have to win the race to the corners, and RIT are just not making it easy. And anytime those coin flips go awry, you know, they just force more boost, they starve the resources, and they get great chances like this. Now Pilot has to go, but again, he's got no power behind it, no boost in his tank to help clear that ball out. Kobe does, and he'll be able to dribble this one away. Good centering pinch there, but not enough on it. Truth unable to really do much with that play, and here come the Tigers again. Jakob, look at the pitch play towards the far post. The offense getting real creative here for RIT.
I invite all of our viewers to keep an eye on boost and watch what RIT does on the rotate. As they're heading out, they take themselves a nice little present for the road. They steal the William & Mary boost, and they walk away with it. And that's what's surmounting to the starvation that you mentioned, Soy Sauce. And look at this nice little play from Sunblaze. What a nice touch with the follow-up to thyself. Now that's going to be the drive to the goal. Post down. It is artwork, Mona Lisa Picasso stuff here from the Tigers.
And importantly about that play, one of the rules of Rocket League is if you hit that ball into the wall, kind of east to west like that, it is a must get back to it and find a touch. And importantly there, he beats the defender, because not only is that the last defender back, but if that goes the other way, that could likely be a shot on goal for William and Mary if they don't get over to that shot. But instead, they're just faster to the play. They get over top of the last defender. It's a shot on goal that goes in and extends the lead for the Tigers. And now with 2 minutes remaining, RIT continue the possession game here. They continue to go for these air dribbles. William and Mary are starting to read this and sit back a little bit farther, let the play come to them, and that's going to give an opening for Pilot, but he hits the crossbar. Kobe got the demo, but the shot's just wide.
For some reason now, I can't take my eyes off of this boost situation as Sebward goes ahead and steals one. Sebward stole the corner boost on the side of William & Mary. On the rotate, I saw Sunblaze stealing two on the way on the right side of the pitch, heading towards their side of the field for RIT. And what is William & Mary doing? They're just twiddling their thumbs, absolutely boost starved, unable to do anything meaningful because RIT is just playing so much faster. It's a marvel to watch when you actually pay attention to some of the micro transactions occurring in the game. And with that goal now and the advantage, now you can see it's the same situation to a certain extent as the last game, Soy Sauce. William and Mary have to start playing faster, making some more risky decisions just to try and fight back against this deficit.
Truth will try and clear it, and look at Jakob on the read. Immediately gets that ball out to Sebward. Air dribble over one. Truth backtracking has to make this play. Jakob centering pass, but it's denied by Kobe. And again, to that boost situation, right? Feels like not only do RIT always have boost, but the fact that there's such a lack of boost for William and Mary means that they can't find those quality touches. They're not getting the power in the shots behind them, and they can't control the ball as cleanly as they'd like to. Even here, Truth has to really reach to get over to that ball, and that's just to keep it in the orange half. Jakob will pinch this one, just trying to kill some clock here in their own defensive zone. Sunblaze, centering pass, but a bump comes through. Save made by Sunblaze, realized his error and was able to fix it there and keep William and Mary off the board.
Truth now at 24 boost. Kobe's in a good spot here. Boost in hand now, looking for a wall play, but looks like the fantastic, at least Sunblaze is going to rush it and get it done. Jakob in control, goes over the top of the ball, faking it is, whatever you want to call it here, gives possession over to William and Mary. Sunblaze and Sedward have been absolutely nutty on this defense here, Soy Sauce. Really, really good plays for the Tiger. As much as they got their offense figured out, they know what it means to defend and love this attempt from Sedward. One for the road, perhaps here with 6 seconds to go. It's an absolute bump fest on net, but all is good. The RIT team is going to sweep this series and take it home 3-0.
Yeah, RIT looking fantastic there, just solid control. And even when William and Mary found their pushes, just could not find enough of a quality chance. Even there, they had one shot go off the iron. They'd like to have that one back and keep things close. But at the end of the day, RIT just had possession for so long and were able to control this game. The 1 or 2 times they let it go, they were able to make it back up with great mechanical plays, great prowess, and they look fantastic here with a 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, very graceful team to watch is how I would summarize it. It's like watching figure skating with 3 members on the pitch, just absolutely flowing around, so in control, right? It's like if you equate the boost to like an energy drink, like these guys are pounding energy drinks like it's no one's business. They're on it, and they're so good to watch. And this continues their saga in the weeks that have passed here, Soy Sauce. They're just absolutely crazy, and I expect them to continue the siege. Great series nonetheless. William and Mary, some things to work on, positivity from their end, but man, am I blown away by this team in orange.
Yeah, RIT, they look great here. And again, continuing their win streak, they're now up to 6-0 this season. That goal differential extends even higher. And William and Mary off to a slow start. But again, it's another series where you felt like, hey, they weren't that far off from the top. Again, RIT are one of those teams at the top of the standings because they are undefeated. And yet William and Mary at 1-4 were 1 or 2 plays away from making this a tie game, getting to an overtime, potentially taking a game off the board. So it goes to show the parity of the league. Even though William & Mary is towards the bottom of the standings, they're really not that far from the top.
No, that's the facts of it here. And with that, let's summarize this series up, wrap it up here for the time being. There's a potential interview from RIT that could come out. If it does, you're going to catch us back here on the desk to conduct that interview. Else, don't go too far. We showed you the schedule. 3 more series to come this evening. They're going to be a great time to watch. On behalf of myself, I'm going to be heading out of the cast here. Soy Sauce is with you after some face swaps. We're going to be back to you after this very short break.
Teams at the top. I'm Jay Turbo, joined alongside Soy Sauce as I'm excited to get into this one.
Yeah, this one should be fantastic. It's a rematch of the Season 2 championship. And although that seems long ago, well, a lot of those names have moved on or graduated. These 2 teams still continue to play at the top level here at EGFC. And these new faces are looking to get right back to that championship caliber in the postseason.
Exactly. That's what I'm really excited for. We take a peek at the schedule throughout the day, so you guys get a peek into what we're going to see later. We've got Washington State and UTK. Those are going to be fantastic matches as well. And to round out the night, Southern California and Connecticut. And all of these squads are fighting for those middling and top positions in the league. So incredibly excited as we're going to take a peek at exactly who we're going to be seeing today. We've got UTA and Cincinnati, of course. And in just a minute, we'll get to start breaking down these rosters. Because as you said, those old names for UTA like Adverse, Samba, they're gone. But Sin, Polk, Random Shy, they've really been stepping up this season.
Yeah, and they look fantastic. A plus 31 goal differential between these three, and they have just continually put pressure on a lot of good teams. And Cincinnati, Frick, Barry, and D-Hacks entering the lineups. D-Hacks hasn't had a ton of time, but we've seen him in previous seasons, and he will try and enter this lineup and help bring some pace of play to this matchup against UTA.
Exactly, and thinking about that pace of play, we're already in the thick of it. Few seconds come and gone. These players couldn't wait to get on the pitch, as we're seeing already a little bit of that Bearcat offense.
The Bearcats, this offense, it is so well-rounded between, Barry and Frick, the two of them combining for numerous goals. We'll have to see how D-Hacks adapts to the lineup, but this was a squad out of Cincinnati that last year went through a lot of roster variations. D-Hacks didn't play in a ton of games, but his impact was felt in the few games that he played. Frick trying to work through the wall here on this blue corner. D-Hacks tried to race it and assist. Barry now trying to rotate through, but Random Shy gets a good block, and Random Shy is my player to watch once again for the side of UTA. He has been a playmaker entering this lineup.
Exactly, and really new to the program, has spoken in some interviews, taking some help from Sin and Polka Dots, but this is a player, again, as you say, to be scared of, and so is D-Hacks. Flip over one, shot just wide from the second, and no finish at the end of it. But Cincinnati showing no matter how deep they're going into the roster, you gotta be careful.
So many key plays there, and UTA's defense just holding on long enough. Frick moving forward, defensive demo. D-Hacks does find a touch, but it's a giveaway. Polka Dot shot is dangerous. Goes off the upper backboard there, just above the crossbar. Sin now rolling it through the corner, gets a second touch high and wide of the net. Random Shy does not find this play, and Frick will clear it out of the red half. Demo onto Sin, but the ball back into the red corner. Polka Dot centers it, shot for Random Shy, and the opening goal goes to the Mavericks.
Yeah, and I want to say it was Barry right here on the back end. Just misses that touch, and when you hit the side of the post, you're just stuck with nowhere to go. Good recognition, but taking 2 minutes for the Mavericks to get their first shot, and really, I want to say, get onto offense.
Yeah, I mean, UTA, like we've mentioned, a team that's known for kind of piling on the shots and using their aerial prowess to just continue to pepper the net. But Cincinnati doing a good job in general of forcing them to play from a bit farther out and extend the field a bit more so far as we are approaching that halfway mark. That's a good booming clear. Random Shy will be back to receive it, but the immediate pressure from D-Hacks. Barry's up for this one, but he is denied. A rebound chance here for Frick, high off the backboard. Random Shy underneath and is able to carry that ball out, and that's something I'm interested in seeing as this game goes on. The Cincinnati of old was a team that could really stretch the field. They would go for these big power clears from their own backboard, but then immediately go on the hunt, go for demos, and they were so quick about it. Even though they didn't really get those passes through the midfield, they would still be physical and be quick to leap into that blue corner.
And that's a style that you don't see a ton of. But it's not just because it doesn't work, it's because it's really tough to execute, right? It's because you're looking at these extended positions where you need to have someone already racing up the field and trusting the clear is going to come through. And even if you have a giveaway or two, those 2v3s that we've already seen, very, very tough to handle. As Polka Dot just caught for a second and a little team bump out of Barry, too much momentum, but still holding this into the blue half for now.
Good demo on the backside here. It's going to force Polka Dot up earlier than they want to go, and D-Hacks will be the benefactor here. Random Shy tries to clear this ball away, and D-Hacks has the interception.
Yeah, and Polka Dot just started moving a little too quick, and I think a bit of panic is Random Shy was hoping to hold on to that a little bit longer, and this matchup, exactly as we expected, very even, and it's just that first mistake that gives away this goal. So I'm excited to see what's going to come through with this next 90 seconds of action.
So far, Cincinnati's offense is the one applying the pressure. Barry with a shot, but Random Shy with the save. D-Hacks forcing this ball back in. Good pass here for D-Hacks, but not a lot of boost in the tank. Couldn't turn that one on target. Sin now using the wall to their advantage. Barry gets back down to it, but Polka Dot wins the 50. Frick to keep it in the blue half, and will be able to get back to it, but Random Shy is there to cut them off once more. Polka Dot using the ceiling, now down for a shot. Barry is there inside the box to make a save. Through the corner goes Barry, around one. Doesn't have a ton of boost left though, the mid was gone, and now a chance here off the corner, centering ball. Random Shy sends it up high, Sin goes after it, but Frick is there to kill this ball to the corner, stop the momentum of the play.
Yeah, and that was a big stop for UTA, and even going back to the play before it, where they nearly scored. Polka Dot taking that big clear in the center field. I think Cincinnati's lucky there wasn't an immediate follow-up, otherwise we might have seen this game already be slowing down, but 20 seconds to go. D-Hacks on the lead, and Polka Dot going against the play. Random Shy's awkward. This is going to be tough, and Polka Dot makes it just in time. Another shot, another save, and this is pandemonium on the side of the Mavericks net. They're trying to hold on for just a few more seconds. That one's pretty open, but Cincinnati went back for boost. They're going to try and keep this one up at 0. Barry leaves it low. D-Hacks can't make the touch, and game 1, we're in OT.
Got a very good cycle going there where the Bearcats through that corner, and that's something that a lot of teams struggle with, is getting that ball consistently out of the corner, but Cincinnati able to do so and generate some good chances in that rotation. So we'll see if that's something that affects the end of this game as overtime underway, and UTA able to clear it a couple times, but that's a giveaway, and that's a dangerous one played to the wall. Random Shy now does get a demo onto Frick, but the ball's back into the blue half here. Polka Dot trying to move up, gets around D-Hacks, but Barry will pop it up for himself off the ceiling. Doesn't get a flip reset, and Sin will cut that play off once more. D-Hacks, dangerous read, read there by Sin. Polka Dot's on the other side, gets 50 to the mid. D-Hacks is there, pass towards Barry, but it was behind him, which means Sin will have a play at this one. Now through the corner, 2 members here for the Bearcats, but can't get through cleanly. Frick is in an odd spot here in the corner. D-Hacks has to respond to it. Frick also bit on that play, and despite some double commits from the Bearcats, they're able to get the job done so far.
Yeah, and a lot of these double commits, we haven't seen that same level of punish just because players are coming from the opposite side. So you're not falling out of rotation going for that. You're retaining your field coverage so long as there's a solid touch to whoever both of you are trying to aim at. And I've been very impressed seeing the Bearcats still survive despite all of these chances, and we're even seeing, I think, a little bit of panic at times from UTA, seeing heavy touches from both sides as these squads really needing to keep up, and both squads pushing each other forward as Frick with a nice attempt. There's another dive through, and it's saved by 2 on the Maverick line. A quick response back. D-Hacks tries to take it cleared straight to Sin. No shot.
I do think these heavy touches that you commented on are in favor of the Bearcats, though. They're able to get over top of some of these initial attackers for UTA, and when you see UTA hustling back, they want to press forward, they want to be on offense. It's putting the defense in a little bit of a predicament, but now a chance here on the drop down. D-Hacks is there, just barely able to stuff out Polka Dot. He's got minimal boost in the tank here, can't find a touch through the corner, so Random Shy will continue the press here for the Mavericks. Sin now, centering ball, Barry and 2 commit, Sin on a bump as well, but D-Hacks reads it and corrals this ball, gets the mid boost as well, now up on an air dribble, passes in, Polka Dot on the block. Random Shy, the only one up for this one, rolls back to midfield, another double commit, Sin gets the mid boost, aerial dribble incoming here, finds a centering pass, and it's Polka Dot to score the overtime winner at 2:36.
Oh, and I just want to watch back at this. You see Barry awkward, Frick, and D-Hacks try to dive, but these UTA members, they are quick. And we saw it needed for that final goal. I mean, 2.5 minutes of overtime, so much pressure put on by both of these squads. And I think it was just those double commits at the very end that ended things for Cincinnati. Just a little bit too hectic. And I think that most recent one we saw with D-Hacks going for the same ball as Frick, that's what pulled them out a little bit and kept them on the wrong side of things. But this is a very, very exciting Bearcat squad to watch as we continue. And Arlington really had to sweat.
And I feel like that is the difference, right? Like you mentioned, there's just too many double commits from the side of Cincinnati. And I think part of that is that D-Hacks is, this is their first game of the season. We normally see the rotation of Cy, Frick, and Barry, and those 3 play together very frequently. And they've been very good about consistency. But with D-Hacks in the lineup, they get that extra boost in terms of pace of play, but it also means that those quick turns, those breaks in rotation that can make or break an offensive push can be a little bit, strewn together and can throw off the lines of each other. And I think if they are able to clean that up, you can tell, like you said, this is a nail biter of a series already in game one, going 2 minutes into overtime. That is a long play. That is a long time to stay concentrated. And that's just game number one here. So both teams having quality chances goes to show how even this matchup is.
Exactly. And I'm also thinking that D-Hacks, as you said, has that pace of play, right? We saw the mechanics come out. We're seeing him keep up and outpace the Mavericks at a lot of these spots, which you can't see very many players in this league do. So I am excited to see those adjustments come through. It really did feel like the comms just weren't very open for Cincinnati. A lot of moments where if you just call the ball, I think that it's going to look a lot better. So I think more communication, a little bit more clarity, and I think for D-Hacks, willingness to just race back sometimes and trusting that your third man is already reading the play. Because we saw a few moments that D-Hacks had like 20 boost and tries to stay under the play when really you can just reset, give yourself that extra shot opportunity. And that's what I'm looking for in this matchup for Cincinnati to try and even things out. Is already Frick quick off the top and an in-air bump needed to prevent the double.
Yeah, that could have been dangerous here. Cincinnati, they keep the ball in the blue half. That's a bump on the backside. Random Shy, that one was dangerous. Zero boost here, just gets it barely over top of Barry. Demo on the backside as well, but this is a chip shot, far post and in, and it's going to be Frick to get the opener.
Yeah, and Frick right here just trying to play the ball, and Polka Dot wants to get that nice big booming clear out to Random Shy, and Sin is just caught in a very tough spot near post where you don't have the best angle on those kinds of slow chips that really impact how you're expecting to play that. As Frick doesn't get the approach they want, still manages to keep the connection, and Sin, soft touch, gets around one. That should be enough to let this sort of stall in Maverick territory.
Huge block there by Sin, like you mentioned, and a second one as well. Sin reading these wall plays so cleanly. Now he's going to pinch up. Not flesh to the wall, though. Frick still gets a good touch on it. Random Shy now on an air dribble. Tries to keep that one close to his nose, but it's intercepted by Barry. Now a chance through the corner. Centering ball. Shot off the crossbar now. The rebound sent high as well. And Sin will clear it away, and that's going to be one the Bearcats will want back.
Yeah, I think so. Those are the kinds of shots you just cannot be missing. As now Frick over top as they've transitioned to defense. Random Shy, this is a little slow, but no one's up for it. Real double attempt. And Polka Dot just slow on the momentum. Not quite able to keep it up. Another attempt, another pinch out. And Sin, again, just stalling for a second to let the Mavs reset.
As they do, they'll get possession in their own defensive zone. Polka Dot trying to travel this one through the middle. D-Hacks is up, but he's quickly blocked by Random Shy. Redirected here, and Sin able to pick it up. Through the corner he goes. One of the things that I've found interesting here is that Cincinnati really trying to avoid these corners this game, because UTA, well, while we said Cincinnati was getting good opportunities out of the corner, it's also very good that UTA was keeping them to the corner, because it's just an easier read typically from that kind of weak side shot. The fact that a lot of Cincinnati's offense wasn't as north-south as you'd like it to be. It got better as game one went on, but still, credit to UTA's defense for the ability to keep things, as my old lacrosse coach would say, down the alley, down the outside. Nothing easy for this Bearcats team, but they might get one easily here. D-Hacks with a massive dunk from the wall.
Yeah, I want to just watch this one back. Sin, oh, that's just weak. You're looking for a Cookser-type pinch, and instead your wheel gets on it. And Polka Dot just too far forward. It was a real call for the Mavericks to try and step onto offense, and they were relying on that pinch forward, and D-Hacks stuck with the play, stuck with it, and makes this a 2-goal lead. The first 2-goal lead we've seen so far, and that's a demo on the line off the jump, and Barry gets the score.
From the corner, the double tap goes in because, like you mentioned, the demo comes through. Polka Dot just does not read the bounce there. Thought he'd get his nose on it, and instead just bounces right over the top of his car, and no one on the Mavericks ready for that whiff to come through. And uncharacteristic one from UTA's defense, but one that Cincinnati will gladly take as we cross the halfway marker. It's a 3-goal lead for the Bearcats.
Yeah, and it was a similar kind of miss from Polka Dot that resulted in that goal in game one. Watching the replay back, it didn't seem like the demo actually prevented anything. It seemed like it was already clear over the player before D-Hacks even made it into the box. So it seems like Polka Dot just struggling on a couple of these corner reads, and it's moments like that that can really just, again, lose you positions when you don't expect that awkward double tap to really be on target.
Now we're inside 2 minutes, and it's a 3-goal lead. And it's something that UTA, this is new territory for them. They are never down this much in a game. We'll have to see if they can mount this comeback. D-Hacks able to kind of slow that ball down just a bit, but it does go into the red half. And now Random Shy trying to work through the corner. Denied once more. Polka Dot is here, but Frick on the catch. Gets it into an odd spot. Cleared away by D-Hacks. Frick now moves forward. Random Shy able to carry that ball away, flicks this ball through the mid, but Barry is there, looking for Frick along the wall. Air dribble attempt is cut off by Sin, and with just over a minute remaining, UTA are really struggling to enter the red half.
Yeah, and Cincinnati's doing a great job of just playing time, right? We haven't seen as many of these just lateral passes one after the other because they take a while and they just start taking time off the clock. We're not seeing these big fast boomers, and now the reset should mean that this gets saved. But every single time we're seeing this popped in the air and just Cincinnati contest after Cincinnati contest. It's shaving precious seconds off the clock as now only 40 to go. This one forced wide off of Barry's coverage, and the Mavericks are just scrambling to even score.
They are really struggling to get this ball on target. Polka Dot with a catch, but he's quickly cut off by Frick once more. Like you mentioned, challenge after challenge after challenge from Cincinnati at the midfield. Polka Dot has to dive at their backboard. Frick was up for it. Maybe a chance here for Sin. One-on-one with D-Hacks. Tries the loft shot over top, but D-Hacks gets back to it. Random Shy, centering ball. Polka Dot, back pass towards Sin, but they're out of time. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock. And as it hits 3, Cincinnati will take game 2 of this series.
And a boom for the Bearcats as they even things up. Very well done. And I think it came down to we didn't see those double commits coming through. D-Hacks was playing aggressively, sure, but was giving that space for the team, right? Wasn't going for that touch over Barry when we saw that third goal for the Bearcats, right? It's all of these little moments that I think those comms are really clearing up, and the Cincinnati offense is just looking fantastic, and the Mavericks have barely been able to push out to put together what felt like a strong scoring opportunity last game.
The aggressive play from Cincinnati is such a good thing to comment on because, like you said, D-Hacks is being aggressive, but he had the big difference maker. Getting that second goal, getting that extra cushion meant so much to Cincinnati. And that even you think of that third goal from Barry off the corner, it's D-Hacks going in, getting the demo. But overall, like you said, it's that midfield line has just been a complete wall that Cincinnati are saying, if you're going to get through here, you're not getting through without, paying the toll. You're going to have to spend a lot of boost or, take a demo on the backside for it, lose a player. And that's just going to stall out those offensive pushes. And we're so used to UTA being able to have time and space to go for things like air dribbles or passing plays. But Cincinnati have just not allowed it so far. Playing smart here, and look at the jukes by D-Hacks. Flick over top, and that's going to be Barry to punch it in, and the Bearcats strike first.
Oh, D-Hacks, don't do it to him. Just keeps it light, low on the boost. Random Shy has to try and catch the shot, but Random Shy just raced back from the kickoff. No opportunity to get a full canister, and you can't even trust your teammates are going to make it back. A fantastic just opening play out of D-Hacks, and the shove through from Barry. This is a Bearcat squad revitalized and stepping up strong.
They look fantastic right now. They've grabbed the early lead, but Sin having none of it, trying to work this ball through the corner. Polka Dot to recenter, but that's a giveaway. Only D-Hacks is there. Dribble over top. That's the aerial double jump, and it nearly goes in. Polka Dot able to race back and make that save. But again, it's D-Hacks being a playmaker, being aggressive, getting in the face of UTA, and not allowing them any space to move.
Yeah, and just seeing D-Hacks go immediately for that safer back rotation, give your teammate time, not trying to overcommit to the play. That's exactly what we just needed to see out of this Cincinnati offense. And the continued pressure, I've noticed a lot of the times when there's someone really going for net, it's when Random Shy's that third player back. Not sure if the newest addition to this roster still has some of those jitters when it comes to demo play coming through in a comp match, but seems like Cincinnati are making it work.
Good play off the ceiling here, but only D-Hacks is there, again, to carry that ball. No boost in the tank, pinches it to mid. Sin wins the challenge. D-Hacks has no boost, but he will have to play this one. Just opts to pop it out. Polka Dot, loft shot, backboard. Random Shy diving at that one. He was fighting Barry all the way through that play and was still able to make contact. Speaking of, lots of bumps coming through now from UTA. They're starting to get physical. Random Shy with a flick over top. Sin now parked there in the midfield, and it's a save made by Frick. Not a lot of power behind that one because of the positioning of that shooter. D-Hacks now racing forward. No boost in the tank. A second juke, but this time Polka Dot says no, not today.
D-Hacks has just been breaking axles, messing with the Mavericks' mental for this entire game. And, I mean, these 2 minutes, so much confidence, but now these are just tip after tip, and somehow Cincinnati stays alive. I thought for sure there was going to be something reaching the back of the net as we saw awkward save after awkward save. No boost on these Bearcats, but still, that defense holds.
I mean, that sequence was the equivalent of in basketball when the rebound just keeps getting popped up off the fingertips of players, and somehow Cincinnati comes up with the blocks they need. Frick goes off the wall here. That's a bad spot to be in. 2 players on the goal line, and UTA found their window to punish, and it's Sin to score and tie the game.
Yeah, and this is just Frick. You're sending Frick up to try and play that backboard. Instead, you give the open option, and now D-Hacks is struggling to watch that shot. There's no good angle, even though your back post for Frick as your momentum is just dead. Great opening, and now almost a kickoff miss coming through for Cincinnati, as that was dicey.
Very dangerous. The Cincinnati are able to get out of it for the moment. Ball still in the red half, though. Sin kicks it to the wall. A whiff comes through there, or at least a dead stop on the challenge. Lofted ball in. Random Shy kicks it to the corner. Has Polka Dot there, so they're starting to find each other in some passing lanes, but UTA, they got to get going the right way here. Frick now playing defense against Random Shy. Sin pops it up. Polka Dot's last man back, and they'll opt to wait here. Centering ball, looking for D-Hacks all the way through. Frick now sends it back for Barry. Drop down pass, the give and go, and it's in! Frick will score off the back of the defender, and the Bearcats retake the lead.
Oh yeah, I saw Polka Dot wanted to get further downfield. Random Shy was waiting for it, but it meant trying to go back on defense. There's no good angle for Sin, who's playing the opposite side of the field, and you just see Polka Dot and Random Shy each racing, but a second behind with a minute and a half to go. Last time Bearcats were up with this much time on the clock, they were able to stall it out, but now Sin's got an opportunity, stuck in the 1v1. Good flank up. Where's the finish? As Polka Dot looks for it, it's just over. Random Shy can't connect, and another moment of heartbreak for UTA.
And that's a time that UTA don't find a way to punish a double commit. Now Sin in front, can't find the redirect, no boost in the tank. Minute remaining here. Barry and D-Hacks here. Barry leaves it for D-Hacks, despite there not being a ton of boost in his tank. Frick comes through, and he is being the aggressor. Rule 1 along the wall, and Random Shy, I actually think he did make contact there, or a demo came through at least, and either way, Rule 1 gone by, and it will be UTA possession. Love the feed from Sin, but I don't think Polka Dot was ready for it.
Yeah, it was a little too quick, and I think there was half a Sin that was hoping you'd find just that sweet spot that turns it into a shot, but it's miracle moments now that it feels the Mavericks are digging for, as that was almost another Bearcat goal. As we take a peek out, Polka Dot steps up, and that's a good challenge from Random Shy to keep this one forward, but there's no one assigned to the immediate response. D-Hacks is going to be there first, and 10 seconds to go. It looks it's all Bearcats.
Pinch play toward the wall, and that's going to be on target. That one's going to go in, and D-Hacks will strike to make it 3-1 off the beat on Random Shy.
and that just seals it. D-Hacks has this game been fantastic at finding these little holes in the defense where it's effectively an open net. And UTA battled back hard that last minute. And just the final 30 seconds were all Cincinnati. Frick's trying. There's a tap up from Polka Dot. And this is just going to ground. I think one for the road for UTA, denied by D-Hacks. And it's Cincinnati, after some adjustments from game 1, looking real strong into game 4.
Taking 2 games back-to-back against UTA, they look great. But I will say there is light at the end of the tunnel here for UTA, because if you think back through that whole series, UTA, they had the ball in the right side of the pitch. They were able to get the ball in. They just could not generate those quality chances, and they even had some chances late. Think of the pass play by Sin over top. Random Shy, if he's able to make contact on the goal line there, that's likely a goal for UTA. So if they can just clean up a little bit offensively, they're right back in this thing. But Cincinnati, their defense, holding on, holding strong, and then such huge chances offensively. The fact that they're getting this high quality and calling out the positioning of UTA's defense, no team in the EGF has done it like the Bearcats are doing it.
Yeah, this is looking real tough for UTA. And honestly, I want to see just, even though it's game 4, I think this is the time that you have to look for some confidence plays to get it back in you, right? If you're seeing these heavy touches occasionally come out from the Bearcats and they're really upping that pace of play, look for those small moments where you do get that booming clear and you don't have to immediately pop it up into what could be a contest. Try to slow down pace of play. Give yourself options to race past your opponents on defense. As already off this kickoff, some nice aggression and another big boom off the reset. Frick just going for a bump in the back, and this physicality has been working well for Cincinnati.
Bump play there by Barry. Gets a demo on the backside as well. He'll take the mid boost. Frick won't be able to get back to it. Sin looking for a redirect. Has it. Goes high here, and Barry will catch it underneath. Goes over top of Random Shy. Frick now on an air dribble attempt. Over top of 1, over top of 2, and D-Hacks was there to pick it up. But Polka Dot gets the block here. Sin headed the other way, and look at this, upping the pace of play. The action just back and forth. Random Shy, no boost here, so he's in an odd spot. Finally waits here and has Polka Dot to assist. But roughly a minute gone by, and this ball is just flying ping pong style across the pitch.
It really is. That's another big clear from Sin. Thinks he can get the touch back. Instead, it's going to be a feed from the Bearcats over to Random Shine. Nice pop. Polka Dot keeps it dangerous. This is another good-looking opportunity. It's going to hit the backboard again. But Cincinnati under a little bit of pressure for once, and that's what you need to see here in Game 4. As Random Shy almost keeps the play alive.
Good catch there by Polka Dot, although it goes to the corner where Frick was. Frick's unable to get a touch on that one. D-Hack shot, looking for the post, looking for Barry there as well, but no touch comes through. Defense able to stand tall there for UTA. Sin on the 50, dead stops it, and Barry will have a clear here until Random Shy intercepts it. D-Hack's racing back, shot near post, save made, and I think Random Shy actually got in front of that one. Frick on the block, and now look at this, Barry headed the other way, looking for the redirect, doesn't find it. Off the backboard once more, shot near post, Random Shy makes it back up with a save.
Oh, and that's dicey. Now we got a 1v1 opportunity, flick over. Good composure from Barry. Now Sin's first, Sin's slow, and that's a good opener for UTA.
This shot was perfect. Like you said, Random Shy, big opportunity there, forces Cincinnati's defense into an odd spot, and Sin, that touch, again, it's so easy to make those touches so heavy, throw that one off the backboard and let the easier shot come through, but instead just barely taps it, slower pace, gets it underneath that crossbar, and it slowly goes across, but it's just the angle they needed, and the Mavericks strike first.
Oh, and I think that was a pass sent over for Sin, who is still looking right at the boost, and that was another opportunity where there wasn't anyone waiting, ready to respond in net if there was a fast shot coming through from UTA, but dead ball, not a ton of momentum. We're going to see this slow down in the midfield. Now Polka Dot's got a chance. Double opportunity. Couldn't keep the momentum. Shot over, and D-Hacks' wheels, I think, found the redirect for that save.
That one was close. This one could be dangerous, though. Two players up, both fake it. D-Hax sends it high, and Polkadot will clear it away. And although it committed 2 players and required a shot from the third, D-Hax has been on fire. I don't mind the offensive opportunity there, but this could be a giveaway. No, 2 players here for UTA. Sin, flick over one, gonna force a save from Barry. No one's in net. Polkadot has to drop this down. Double tap, save made by D-Hax. Sin was lurking there. Another chance, and Barry will get the 50.
Oh, and now Polkadot's a little awkward. Sin's back, but that was another just great demonstration of UTA trying to get a little more mechanical, get in their opponent's face. And this is the confidence plays that we wanted to see, as now Sin gets over one again. That's a miss from D-Hax, real scary that Polkadot couldn't find his way through. And this chip up forces 2 to stay back. And this is just some fantastic stuff out of UTA. Another one looks close. The double tap's not there. Random Shy can't turn on it. And Polkadot is waiting back. So no harm, no foul for the Mavericks, but almost that insurance setup.
The pace of play for UTA, they have answered the call here, but that's going to be a rebound for D-Hax and a tie game for Cincinnati off a huge 50. Look at the turn from Frick, and he gets such a good 50 off a random Shy, and the awareness from D-Hax behind the play to turn around and beat the third man was fantastic.
Yeah, and we saw Sin and Random Shy both go up for the ball. It looked like Random Shy had a slightly better angle, but also would have had a better angle to make the save off the touch. The difficult position when UTA was so corralled into that left corner, and now it opens the door for Cincinnati to score here and try and end it.
D-Hax gets over one. Sin now moving in. He'll circle back. Random Shy there to assist, but Sin kind of caught in no man's land. Frick was expecting a touch. He'll have to leave it instead for D-Hax. Now a redirect here. Sin along the backboard should be able to clear this one out, but Barry will punch it right back in. D-Hax racing through, doesn't find a touch. Now finds a late one all the way across the net. Sin gets a pinch over top of Barry, but 2 players are here. This one's rolling close on target, but Frick will make it back in time. 15 seconds, the ball in the red half. Sin can't find a touch, couldn't find a demo either. Polkadot sends it close. The rebound shot for Random Shy. The from Sin gets the block into the corner. Polkadot is there. Zero time is here. Random Shy doesn't get there, and D-Hax will clear it away, which means we are headed into overtime.
And this overtime, I'm not even sure who it favors. Cincinnati, I think they've got the momentum moving forward. Now Frick's got a decent opportunity, gets past one for a second. It's chaos so far, but we think back to game 1. UTA picked up that overtime, but the comms have cleared up, and that was nearly ending this series at the 13-second mark as D-Hax keeps the pressure on, and Polkadot clears it for a moment. Now there's another on target. Random Shy pops it high. There's no immediate Maverick to respond, and the Bearcats are keeping this scary.
This is so dangerously close for UTA. That's a good low shot, but Random Shy is there. Frick backtracking, trying to keep this one in the blue half, and he does. Quick turn here by D-Hax, and it got by Polkadot, so now Polkadot's in a bad spot here. Sin has to come through and assist him. Frick on the catch here, through the corner, gets over one, but Polkadot is there. Barry trying to keep this one in the blue half, and he does, gets it over to D-Hax, but this ball is just being bogged down in this corner. Cincinnati cannot find a clean centering pass after those 2 or 3 good attempts, which means UTA now get to march the other way. Frick is in no man's land on this backboard, but Barry will end up getting one, but that's a huge challenge. D-Hax, how does he get back to that one? I don't think he had any boost left.
I don't know, but Max Momentum finds the flip, and that was almost the real just recognition. Sees a fantastically open net. I'm still just shocked that D-Hax made that. I'm stuttering over my words for a second, as that was just save of the series so far.
D-Hax now trying to move forward. Cincinnati have done a good job of finding these passing lanes on the outside, and it's usually D-Hax who's there, but Barry on a couple of fakes, Frick being in the right spot, but here, unfortunately, not the case. UTA read that play well. Ramping part of the ceiling is going to leave Frick with a challenge into the blue half. Polkadot using a lot of boost, gets to the wall. Barry, though, again, ball over his head, which means D-Hax is last back. Barry will leave it for Frick. Through the corner once more defensively, cut off by a random shot. Barry to send it to the wall. catch by Polkadot. Underneath one. Double tap attempt to drop it down. Follow up. Sin couldn't get there. Frick with the read. Random Shy across. Sin on the give and go to the back post. And it's denied by Barry.
Random Shy is 12 boost there. That is a UTA game ender, and we go to game 5. Instead, we're reaching that 2.5-minute mark where the last overtime ended as D-Hack's unable to get a touch. All of the Bearcats are on this left side of the field, and there's a potential opportunity as Frick has to race back. That miss could have been punished. Random Shy looks for it. D-Hacks doesn't have the save, and we're going all the way.
We saw this in the William and Mary RIT series. When it's going so fast, you feel like you have to jump, and Frick on the whiff leaves a shot for Random Shy, and it's just enough power to get the overtime winner there. And just like that, we're going to game 5.
My heart's racing after that one. I saw everyone in net. I'm like, this is a tough spot to go for that shot. You're going near post. We see them all there. And then D-Hack gets one wheel on it, and it's not enough to slow that momentum. A hard-fought game 4 for both teams. And now, sudden death, game 5. Wouldn't have it any other way between these two teams. Both 4-1. Both looking ahead already probably to playoffs and trying to set themselves up as those champs. I mean, UTA from week 1, they said the goal is to be those reigning champs. And Cincinnati, I'm sure, would like another chance at the title.
And this is one of those games, too, that you circle on your calendar as this could make or break a bracket, because they have both been playing at such a high caliber that this could be a tiebreaker down the line, a head-to-head, where maybe you're a 2 seed, maybe you're a 3 seed, or, if you're all the way down at 4 because, you've still got teams like RIT who are undefeated at the top, then all of a sudden, your run just becomes that much more difficult because of a loss like this. So this match matters a lot, and UTA are trying to make the most of it, but Random Shy is going to be blocked out. That chance for UTA was golden, but they just couldn't quite strike it true.
Yeah, Sin has to go for a high shot there and just overdoes it and hits the crossbar. So now Polkadot goes up. Sin thought that was for him, and instead this is just going to hit her out. And now good response back from D-Hacks as Sin gets a hand on it.
And again, that ability to stretch the field. D-Hack's constantly looming in this midfield, and yet still able to use his momentum to get back. His boost control is spectacular this series. He has just been everywhere on the pitch. Whenever the Bearcats need him, he has been the playmaker.
Yeah, and you bring up boost control, and it's been a huge strength for D-Hacks. That miracle save near the end of game 4, right? I think that was because of that fantastic boost management that you can get that extra little bit going. Random Shy makes it into the net, and for UTA, seen some moments where it feels like Polkadot is just using a little bit too much on some of these approaches, and is, needs 5-6 more boosts to complete the play, and it's just not there in the tank. And sometimes that's the difference between these goals going in and not, as that pass still works out for Random Shy, but it's sent to the side, and this is staying dangerous for the Mavs. D-Hacks gets a good clear. Not dangerous for the Mavs, dangerous for the Bearcats, and now the offense is going the other way.
Frick on the pinch here, rolls up high over top. Polkadot the only one in the vicinity, and he'll work his way through the wall. These 50s, though, are starting to trend towards UTA's favor. Remember, towards game number 3, it was Cincinnati winning every challenge, but now they have not come as easy. UTA is starting to get a read in terms of positioning, where to be, where to challenge, and they're starting to follow up quickly, but it's 2-on-1 here. D-Hacks looking for the feed in front, and he's got Barry, and it's a 1-0 game for Cincinnati.
Yeah, and I want to watch this replay back because, yeah, D-Hacks has some shot potential. You're not sure how to play this for Random Shy if you're trying to get right in front of your opponent, and instead just stalls out, and that gets the first goal going for Cincinnati. Now D-Hacks races up, and Random Shy's back in time.
Random Shy has to play this one. He will lose a corner boost for it as D-Hacks raced over and stole it. Frick does not get the challenge that he wants, and which means Sin will be able to clear this ball away. Centering ball here, and D-Hacks had to quickly respond to that one. Could have been a giveaway if no touch came through. Off the ceiling, light touch here with no boost in his tank. Means that UTA start to head the other way, but Frick again, solid catch here, challenged away. Barry has to read the ceiling bounce, and it's going to be Random Shy now. Through the corner once more, off the ceiling, can't find a touch, and D-Hacks will clear it away from him. And Cincinnati, we've seen them play this style before, the defense, the challenge game at midfield, and it seems like they're right back to it as UTA are bearing down on them.
Yeah, and we saw that possession continued because of another D-Hacks demo, and both Mavericks racing backwards, having their tail to the ball. That's never a situation you want to be in against this kind of offense. That's another pop to the center. Random Shy with not enough boost to continue tries to hand it off, and instead it's going to be Cincinnati winning challenge after challenge, and the net is open for Frick.
Frick is going to get an empty net goal here. Polka Dot, Random Shy, both in the same kind of spot on the challenge, and Sin just moving too far upfield, wanted to press forward, and that is an unfortunate situation for UTA, because now it's a 2-goal lead and the clock is working against them, and Frick is looking for more here. Got the flip reset, got under one, and Random Shy lands on that one to make the save. Pinch towards the corner. Barry trying to slow this pace down, but Random Shy says, go, go, go. Let's get out of this blue half and let's get the offense going.
And that was scary for a second, and now another big clear. Sin's got to get to it, and is that on target? Saved by the post. Whew, that was almost reaching this to a point of unsaving it, but UTA, they have not been able to connect in these final few seconds. Any of these games, they've succeeded in overtime, but not had as much success when the clock's against them. As another great save from Frick, and D-Hacks keeps this one up in the air. And watch for Cincinnati to start doing a few more laterals, start trying to ping the ball up, and just take time off the clock.
Barry with a massive clear here. Demo onto Polka Dot. Can't chase it down. Sin, no touch. Random Shy has to race through. A Demo as he picked up the mid boost. That's so much gone from the tanks of the Mavericks. Random Shy gets the corner here, but he's out of position. Sin, though, with a big challenge in front. A Demo on the backside. Empty net. And somehow Frick wins the race. The follow-up shot off the backboard and high. The rebound cleared away by D-Hacks. And somehow Cincinnati's defense keeps the goose egg on the board.
It's the demos. Both of those maps had to race back, and no one could take advantage of this fantastic space that had been opened up. And now there's another chance, and there's another save for Frick.
10 seconds remaining. Barry up on the play off the challenge. 5 seconds now, and this ball in the wrong side of the pitch for the Mavericks. The Bearcats are gonna take this series and shut down UTA.
What a performance from both of these teams, fighting it to the bitter end, and it came down to just a few moments where you see the slightest mistouch, one mistake on rotation back, and Mavericks just unable to punish as many as it seems Cincinnati was able to, and also just Cincinnati pumping up that demo game, really just making it impossible to play.
D-Hacks with such aggressive play, have to comment on his impact in this series, upping the pace, upping the pressure, so many key touches from him to help keep Cincinnati alive. But I do love the fact that in this pivotal game-breaking Game 5 for Cincinnati, it's Frick and Barry on the scoreboard making the difference, the depth of this roster flexing their muscles when they needed it most.
That they were, and Frick, that real guardian angel, in a few moments at the end of Game 5, as we're going to get to hear from him in just a second, as we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with an interview from Cincinnati. Welcome back to the EGFC, as we just had a real barn burner between UTA and Cincinnati, and we're joined by Frick, who was putting up some real numbers in those last games and really all series. How you feeling after that win?
Not gonna lie, my heart's racing a little bit. That was that was a close one. Game 5s are a little nerve-wracking sometimes.
And I mean, this is a series again. We were speaking about how UTA. I mean, they're the defending league champs, but Cincinnati, as long as you guys have been in EGF, have been constantly right there with them. Did you feel any bit of that pressure for this matchup here?
Not really. It's easy though when I'm playing with guys like D-Hacks and Barry. They've played together for years, so I kind of just sit back and let their chemistry flow, and I just kind of fit in. So it makes it nice and easy for me.
And D-Hacks, we commented this was his first series of this season for EGF, but like you said, you just the chemistry between you three. Outside of game number one, where it felt like a little bit of a warm up, it was rock solid. Fewer and fewer double commits as the series went on. So, I guess, how long have the three of you been playing together? Because one of the things that we've seen from Cincinnati in the past has been a lot of player iteration through the EGF, numerous kind of roster iterations, but you guys always clicking seemingly.
Yeah, this is my first time actually like officially teaming with Barry and Sai. But I mean, we've all been friends and playing together since 2020. So yeah, we've had a few years of building up and playing together.
That's great to hear. And seeing you guys just perform was an absolute treat. Now you took down the reigning champs. Is there anyone else in the league that you're afraid of?
Not really. We're just taking it week by week. I know we've gotten clapped a couple weeks and we've done well some other weeks, so we'll see. We'll see.
All right, we will see. And is there anyone you'd like to shout out for today's win?
Yeah, shout out D-Hacks for filling in. Shout out all the UC boys watching back home. And yeah, shout out Bearcats. Let's go. Cats by 90.
Love to hear all that support. Thank you so much for joining us. And that's going to be it with Frick, as we're going to cut to a break, as we've got another amazing matchup lined up. Washington State up against the full force UTK Volunteers, as we'll be right back with that matchup.
Seeing monsters out your window. No, you can't sleep. You pretend though.
And welcome back, as I'm so excited for this matchup. I'm Jay Turbo, joined alongside Soy Sauce, as Fitz versus
Yeah, this one should be a fantastic matchup. I mean, 4-1 Washington State going up against 2-3 Tennessee. And I mean, this one should be so fast paced. If you thought UTA versus Cincinnati was fast paced, this one could be. That Washington loves to transition themselves offensively. Those passes we talked about from Cincinnati that were, booming clears down the field, they're a little bit shorter, but they are always in the right spot. Fitz, Shark, and Wimpulse have been on a tear. Their only loss was to the USC Trojans not too long ago. And Tennessee, this squad of Hermes, Jobro, and Shaka, they just continue to up the pressure. Despite being 2-3, a little bit slower of a start, the minute that Shaka and Hermes got onto the pitch, this squad just amped up the pressure and looked better and better for it. As we get ready for this one, still working through some technical difficulties on our side, but these teams should be ready momentarily. Tennessee, 2-3 on the season so far. They are getting underway here for this best of 5 season, for this best of 5 matchup, and we get our first appearance of the brand new car, Lightning McQueen making an appearance here, but that redirect gonna go outside here. Washington State in the red, Tennessee in the orange, and a good pinch here is gonna make things dangerous for the side of the Cougars. Jobro sends it over top, and he gets the opener. Ka-chow on the board. Still a huge opener there from the side of Jobro, able to get over top and get that opening goal. We did see a little bit of this against Washington State's matchup against USC, was that the defense, they don't find that initial touch. Things can get a little bit messy in the defensive rotation. It's where Tennessee could potentially take advantage. Tennessee, a lot of their offense has come from physical play, getting bumps and demos. Curious to see how long it takes for them to get involved there, as Fitz is going to eliminate Hermes from that rotation. Shaka now moving up. He'll have to send this one towards the wall. Fitz goes underneath. Now Hermes pops it straight up. Shaka is there, or Hermes will drop this one down, or Jobro was actually the assister, and Hermes will find goal number 2 here off the feed. Shark went up for it, but the drop down was so clean, and Hermes just lays that one into the empty net. So a 2-0 early lead here with inside 4 minutes remaining. We'll see if Washington State can mount a comeback here. Fitz on the air dribble. Hermes will clear this one away. Shark, bullet towards the backboard and well read there. Fitz now moves up. And be able to hit the ramping part of the wall. Shark's going for a flip reset. Shot by Fitz. It's a bullet to the back of the net, and Wazoo are on the board. The fake there by Shark. Just looking at that flip reset. Falls short, and then just a massive follow through by Fitz with 2 defenders on UTK standing on the goal line. What a shot by one of the players that you put a lot of highlights on for Washington State because of their performance last season. They were the leading defender in the EGFC, most saves among any player. That was Fitz last year, but he has gotten more involved offensively this season with his teammates getting in. And now we get to see maybe a chance here for the side of Washington State. Fitz with a bullet again, but all 3 members of Tennessee are back and ready to make that play. High up the boards, shot down in front. Wimpulse makes the save. Fitz will call him off and be able to go for an air dribble attempt over top of one. Follow through shot there from Shark was dangerous, but it is denied. Popped up, and now Shaka with the tip, looking for his teammate. Does find him. Kick out now for Jobro. challenged away by Fitz once again. Wimpulse and Shark are back, but Shark's getting hunted. Shaka moves forward, won't be able to get by Wimpulse, and Shark heads the other way. Ooh, big whiff coming through there. And that one gonna ring off the crossbar and in, and that's gonna be a goal for the side of Tennessee with 2:05 on. Jobro wins the race. QC to extend the lead after Fitz got a goal to cut it in half. Still plenty of time for Washington State, although they give one up. Wimpulse here, 0 boost. Hermes is there to block it away. This one's going to be sent up high. Good challenge by Fitz, but it's going to kick too far out for a real follow-up for Wazoo. Wimpulse will drop it down. Trying to get a challenge popped up, and Fitz just barely unable to make contact with that one. It's 2-on-1 the other way. Wimpulse is behind the play. Air dribble attempt sent high. Hermes now on the late follow-up, sent wide, and the rebound will be kicked aside by Shark in the Mach-E. Looking to win this one-on-one, but Shaka denies him. Fitz on the centering pass. It's a giveaway instead. Not enough power on it. Wimpulse will get the challenge here. And with 1:20 remaining, Washington State have the ball on the right side of the pitch, but just have not been able to cleanly get anything on net. Ooh, that one's going to be dangerous down in front by the near post, but it is blocked away. Fitz again getting involved offensively. Shark, drop down pass. Wimpulse was there. Almost hit the backside of Shark. Fitz now kicks it to the wall, passes it to himself. As it comes down, as oh my, use the ramping part of the wall to try and feed himself there on a doomsy dish that was grounded, but unable to finally get that last touch. Tennessee's defense able to hustle back here and able to clear this ball out. Now Jobro sends it around the boards, gets by one, but it is cleared away. Popped right back in towards the red box. Wimpulse will simply catch it. He is denied once more, and Fitz now looks to make a play, but he's cut off at the corner boost. Jobro with a challenge. Shaka to dump it right back down in. Fitz with a block, now all the way across. 14 seconds remaining here in regulation, and Tennessee holding on. Hermes with the dribble. Fitz denied again. Another chance here for Shaka on the air dribble. Fitz on the intercept. Gets a psycho redirect, but it's too little too late, and Tennessee take game one. And with that, we will cut to a short break to get ready for game number 2, work out some technical difficulties, so don't go anywhere. The rest of the series will be right back after this.
And we are back. Apologies again. I just had a few technical issues on my side. That's just what happens occasionally with these remote broadcasts. But we're back. I was able to catch a few pieces of that game, and UTK looking good in this matchup now that they are all on the pitch.
Yeah, everyone getting involved for them. Hermes had some great cutoffs throughout that sequence. Jobro setting up his teammates, and Shaka just lurking around the midfield, waiting to punish, and that's what they were able to do throughout game number 1. Washington State did get that good opening goal to cut into that lead. It was Fitz on just an absolute rocket of a shot down low, but you got to feel like this team has got to be a complete effort here. Shark and Wimpulse have got to get more involved.
Yeah, that's what we've got to look for, is seeing those wings really stepped up, right? You can't just be relying on Fitz to be trying to make these plays and get in the thick of things. It works against some teams, but this is a fast team out of Tennessee, and you've got to be able to add some extra threats. And I think once their opponents start to think about that, that's when we'll really start to see this matchup develop.
We didn't see, surprisingly, a ton of demos in game number 1, despite Tennessee being a really kind of demo-heavy team in recent weeks. They have been really aggressive as Fitz is able to pop that one over Shaka, and Shark is going to have a redirect close to net. Not quite on target, though, so it will be carried away for the moment. Wimpulse now trying to move forward, pinched it off the wall, high over top, and now maybe a chance here or a play. Shark is cut off once more. Wimpulse centering ball. Fitz is there, but what a great cutoff by the Tennessee defense. Shaka's now up on an air dribble attempt. Flip reset, but Shark to slow that play down, and Wimpulse looks for Fitz. They get by one defender. Shaka's got to hustle back, but it's Jobro to make the save along the goal line.
Oh, and that's the kind of spot that you can really start to see these teams push each other, as another attempt nearly gets on in. And Wimpulse going to try and make this early challenge. Good attempt from Jobro, but still, there's a player in the way, but there's none in net. Shaka with a score and giving us a little bit of that Lightning McQueen smile.
Over the top of one defender, and that second one just doesn't find a touch. It's an easy follow-up for Shaka. And again, just a little bit rushed defensively for the side of Washington State. They're unable to get those touches and get that ball out cleanly. And Tennessee, they will absolutely punish those mistakes.
Yeah, and you're going to see this team, again, the standings don't reflect how strong this squad is, but you can't just give it away to the waiting wheels of Fitz, as we're all even.
Huge play here, right? That whiff comes off the back wall again, and Fitz, like you mentioned, able to punch that one into the back of the net. And just like that, it's a tie game. And like you said, you can't give those opportunities to the striker that Fitz is. And it's 2 goals in this game that have just come off of the pace of play towards the wall, those redirects being dangerous but not quite on target. But that positioning of the third man has to be so key, because those reads, while they are difficult, they are necessary in a series like this.
Exactly. It's those little moments. It's the slight touches that change games like this, as that's going to be another pass on in. I think Wimpulse might have wanted to go for it. Instead, it's a great team play with Shark almost able to bury it. Shaka still comes over top. Wimpulse gets in the way, and this is still very, very dangerous. The late race back, but a very good clear.
This is knife's edge gameplay, but oh my goodness! What a shot from Fitz! Are you kidding me? This angle is crazy. Shark barely nicks this ball, and then look at the shot into the upper 90 underneath the crossbar. And what a play. And I think everyone got thrown off by the fact that Shark, he does technically make contact, but it's barely anything, like a phantom touch.
Yeah, it's something where the defense was just waiting back, trying to play next touch, and they were both on the ground. Low momentum, you don't have the ability to actually get in front of a ball placed that well. And I mean, we talk about Fitz as a playmaker, but sometimes being a playmaker is just being able to get the basics perfect.
It's a huge clear from Wimpulse as UTK is starting to barrel down at him. Played back and cleared away. Quickly, UTK start to head the other direction. Fitz, no touch here off the corner. Oh, he pre-jumped for it. Again, unable to find that backboard read. Shaka to keep this ball in. Still Still bouncing at the midfield, but only Wimpulse is there. Now a chance to redirect it. Over top of one, and Fitz will score! A hat trick for Fitz, and he is peppering the net. 7 shots so far.
Oh, so close. And the demo at the tail end really just hurts for the defense because you're there, you're trying to make the play, and instead you just muscle your way through.
A huge goal again from Fitz. 3-1 Washington State. Now here's a chance. Shot on, denied by Jobro. Hermes hustling back. Wimpulse with a chance. Jobro again up to make the save. Fitz got a flip reset, I believe, but Shark saw that he was going to be late to it. Look at the redirect from Fitz here, and Shaka with another goal line save. Hermes kicks it to the wall. Wimpulse is there to intercept, but he is denied by Hermes. A passing play in front, shot down. A rebound attempt along the goal line. A bump came through, and Shaka will get the credit and the brace.
So well done. And it's those little moments where Shaka can sneak his way in, make this one look good, keep it competitive, and this shows the fight between these two teams. See Washington State pull away, and UTK comes right back.
And Tennessee, again, the ability to change the pace here as they get a kickoff goal. Again, the kickoff, just a little bit askew there for Washington State, unable to really get in front of that one. But I have to go back and credit that Tennessee, their ability, remember that punch back, that roll towards their own corner, across their own goal line, and yet it was 2 touches, and all of a sudden they're on the other side of the pitch, already attacking. They are so good at transitioning, and it's something that they kind of struggled with towards the middle portions of this game. So if they can get to the offensive half, it's only a matter of time is what it feels like, but they have to get there in the first place.
Yeah, but seeing them start to extend the field is exactly what you need to see and exactly what you need to have in your arsenal as we're taking into these final 30 seconds of a tie game for Wazoo. This is a spot where you were far ahead. You were looking good. You had that insurance scoreline at 3-1, and then 1 goal straight into a kickoff, and UTK are threatening to put you to series point.
Gotta be careful here. Shark, infield pass. Fitz is there, but Hermes, again, another solid defensive read from him. Redirected up high. Maybe a chance now. Off the wall. Jobro lurking, looming, but only Shark is there. Underneath, pop up. Fitz goes high, over top of a defender. It's dangerous and nearly tapped into their own net there. That one was dangerously close to being an own goal, but some way, somehow, we're in overtime.
Calculated by Hermes, absolutely. You need 100%. Ball's gonna hit the ground before it, right at 99. So, like, absolutely terrifying for us on the broadcast, but it's calculated, and this has been a lot of calculated pressure that's been coming through from Washington State as they nearly bury it so early into overtime.
That's another good cutoff by Shark. He's gotten really good at getting over to those passing plays and reading that ball off the wall. It's harder than it looks, and Wimpulse jumping at that one. Shark also there, and he will make contact with it, but he's got no boost left. Low underneath, Wimpulse in front, but Jobro out muscling him there in the new car. Shot on target, Fitz makes a save. Shaka now rebound up high. Fitz again, right place, right time, able to carry that ball out. Shot on target, Hermes with another save for himself, and Shaka trying to move forward. Dem on the backside. Fitz over top, just wide of target there. Shark with a challenge at midfield, and a minute gone by into this overtime, and Washington State are starting to gain some good offensive pressure here.
Yeah, but this is starting to get into that territory that reminds me of the overtimes we saw in our last series between Arlington and Cincinnati, where it turns into this just bitter fight that ends around the 2.5-minute mark when there's that first mistake, it feels, of the possession. That's a pop-up that could be dangerous. Shark should be able to collect just fine. Hermes ready to cut this one off. Straight back to Shock, and that's some nice McQueen connection for a second. Another shot in. Shark with the save, and this one going the other way.
Key defensive stop there by Shark. He was, I believe, the last member back for Washington State and really had to get that touch. Otherwise, it was surely a goal. Look at the almost dagger from Fitz towards the top shelf there, but unable to collect on it. The defense of Tennessee. Numerous goal line saves for them, but it goes to show how far back they have to sit here because of the pace of play from Washington State. When they get this ball into the offensive half, they have to sit far enough back that they can give themselves time to react to the shot. And it's so nail-bitingly close for the Cougars, but unable to strike true quite yet. Shark fakes the flip reset, gets challenged off of this. Hermes is trying to read this ball, read the play well, pinch down in front, and they score! Joe Bro in overtime with 2:36. Are we seeing Cincinnati and UTA again?
Oh man, 2:36, same scoreline and same story. One little mistake, one double commit on the goal line, ending things. That is heartbreaking for Wazoo. There were so many great opportunities that it felt they were one touch away, one opportunity away. I was starting to see their gameplay develop with planning. Whenever they see one player forward or they're starting to run low on boost, they take a little extra time with that third man, let the back to get that full tank and be ready to react. And we're seeing just such great movements, and instead it is UTK taking the 2-0 lead.
I have to credit Hermes here for that second game. So many critical touches, not only defensively to block those shots just at the top of the box there for UTK, but right at the end, reading a defensive play off of their back wall. He pre-jumped for that. That was an insane read from Hermes. He's got the download right now. And although he may not be the most offensively involved player, it's often Shaka and Jobro leading the charge there. Hermes is the safety net of UTK right now, and he is upping the pace and slowly marching forward. And when you have a player with that level of confidence who has that readability right now on Washington State, I mean, that is such a threatening combination for the side of the Volunteers.
Yeah, this is very, very scary for Wazoo, seeing how the Volunteers are stepping up. Seeing, as you said, Hermes being not just the safety net, but also that enabler when necessary. As already, Cougars want this back, as that's going to be a tap down, nearly sent through, but instead it's just a demo from Wimpulse, an awkward defensive structure, and that's going to be Shark slamming it down.
This combo, Wimpulse to Shark here, and Wimpulse, the turn was clean, the catch was great, gets over top, and Shark, the recognition. Everyone jumps at this ball, so where does Shark go with his shot? To the ground, get it on the floor, underneath the defenders. Well-placed shot from Shark, and Wazoo takes the lead.
And this is a hungry Wazoo squad, not letting a second go by as Shark, good cut to turn right onto that. This is going to be Wimpulse, a little late to the challenge. Some extra synergy stepped up, but fortunately Jobro not quite in position to make that cross work, and now low on boost. Feels like this UTK attack is going to start to slow down, and Wazoo ready to respond to Shark. Another stinger just off the crossbar.
So close there, but just couldn't quite get that on target. Jobro trying to flick that one over, cut off by Shark again at the midfield. And look at Washington State. They are relentless here in this midfield. Hermes now tries to find a pocket, cut off by Wimpulse. Two players are here, and Wimpulse will just take it by himself over top of Jobro, I believe it was. And all of a sudden, Washington State's up 2.
Oh, so well done. Keep that pace going. Make the momentum work in your favor and punish your opponents when they get too close on defense. Great recognition, great aggression out of Wazoo. And this is a team that is ready to, I think, start the march of this reverse sweep, but there's still a lot of game to play and plenty of time. We saw how quickly a 2-goal deficit can turn for the Volunteers.
In the series, but oh, look at this. Hermes was up for this ball with no boost some way, somehow, but that pass just a little bit too far for him, and Shark is going to tap in a third here to make it 3-0. A brace for him in game number 3, but Shark just plays patient. Fitz beats one, and the defense, I think UTK started to amp up the pressure and just got a little bit too far forward and get backdoored forward.
Yeah, right as you said, the no boost attempt from Hermes meant there wasn't that safety net in the back line to make that shot not a reality, only needing one beaten when you've got no boost, you're coming off an awkward shot. It takes so long to get back into the play, even if you are taking optimal pad rotations. It's just still so difficult as Wimple's already up, tapped down, decent chance. It's still dangerous in the orange box. Shark not going to let this one go by the wayside anytime soon, as it's a flick up. Shaka racing to it, and finally keeps this one just to the corner.
But it's patience from Washington State now. They're seeing that Tennessee, they feel rushed on a couple of these defensive touches, and they continue to win the battle at the midfield. That air dribble, though, was just what Tennessee needed. Pop up in front, maybe a chance here short side, but it goes over top, and Fitz gets the clear as well. Racing after it along the goal line once more. Jobro will be able to send it across. Maybe a chance here, but Shark wins the challenge at midfield. Fitz tries to center this ball. Can he get it down? Leaves it for Wimpulse, and he'll score! A brace for Wimpulse, and it's 4-0 Wazoo.
But Jobro's right. I think Jobro was the last touch on it. It was still headed for the goal, but oh, that's such a tough spot. All of UTK just drained, no boost left, and it showed. They're all racing back, struggling after this has just been coast to coast, east-west attacking, and constant boost steals. A fantastic starvation coming through from the Cougars, and might have been able to make a 3-1 deficit work, but staring down 4-0 already. This is going to be a monumental effort. A good pinch out for a little space, but Wimpulse is ready to respond, and Shark keeps the play going.
Wimpulse now trying to keep this one in the orange half, but loses possession. Fitz trying to slow things down. Good challenge again by Shark at the midfield. Wimpulse now, air dribble, full boost tank, goes to his near side, bounces it low, but it is cleared away. I believe that was Hermes getting the punch on it. Now a chance through this corner. Up high here for Hermes, and it will ricochet back towards the Tennessee net. Now a catch here along the wall, gets towards Shaka, double tap attempt, but unable to bite on it was Hermes. Didn't believe that that ball was going to get through cleanly, and just like that, Washington State get the head the other way.
Oh, now that would have been such a clean end to such a fantastic counterattack that had been developed by UTK. You saw just a quick tap-up response from the wings, and Shaka almost able to bury it. But those double taps so tough, and Shark able to take advantage of another hole in defense, make this a 5-0 game.
Hat-trick here, the pass just pinching off the defender, and Shark again recognizing where the defense is in net and saying, hey, he's on the backboard, we got one at near post, as long as I kick this ball down low enough, there's no one nearby able to respond to this one, so Shark is picking his placement perfectly. But the fact that he's got so much space to be able to pick those points is just a testament to the Washington State and this offense and their capability, because Tennessee's defense has looked good the past couple of weeks, but Washington State picking it apart this game.
Yeah, it looked good at the start of this series, too. I mean, there were still close games, but UTK able to hold on when it mattered most, and it seems that Wazoo have figured it out, cracked the code, and reversed the download we were seeing.
5-0 with 30 seconds remaining here. Wimpulse in an odd spot. He'll leave it for Fitz. Air dribble incoming. Could be dangerous. Fitz go for the double tap. Oh my mercy! What on earth was that? Fitz double tap towards near post, baited everyone, and oh my goodness. Oh, jeez Louise, that was something else.
This has been just such a game of shot placement from Wazoo. They have just been fantastic. And for one, hats off to Fitz. That was such an incredible shot, such great awareness, and it's just so difficult to wrap around the ball like that. And here's another just missed touch. It's going to be 7-0. And for UTK, just hats off. Yeah, they got a good one. We're fine, though. You've got to take that mental reset after a game like this, because you were able to clutch up in overtime. You were able to respond back in that same game from a 3-1 deficit off of a kickoff goal, right? You have these moments and you have opportunities. And now we get a Brazil on the board, too, as UTK get one for the road.
Yeah, I mean, they get another kickoff goal here. It's second of the series, and they'll take it. But, I mean, Washington State, this game just somehow got out of hand. It felt close for a while, but the striking ability of Washington State overpowering the Tennessee defense here, as we're guaranteed a game for Washington State staying alive.
Yeah, this momentum shift feels like we're going to go all the distance once again, back to back, and I'd have it no other way between these two teams, especially with just how good UTK have looked. Seeing Shaka get set up on some of these great counterattacks, seeing some of that midfield synergy with Jobro, but this game was all Washington State. Fitz with we talked about Fitz, but Shark hat trick, right? Fantastic shot placement, getting around the defense and seeing that there just wasn't that same pressure, that same ability to get out of a bad situation for the Volunteer defense, and just great opportunities one after another for the Cougars.
And Tennessee, again, I flash back to what we said before, where it feels like if Tennessee can get the ball into Washington State's half, it feels like it's only a matter of time. Well, now even that seems flipped. They could not get through the midfield cleanly. Washington State was on offense for seemingly forever in that series, in that game. And yet still, if Tennessee can get this ball in, the defense, it's only really one player back for the side of Washington State, be it Shark or Fitz or someone, but they're making such a solid read defensively to get just a massive 50 and a massive advantage that these challenges defensively for Washington State are bailing them out of these potentially prolonged offensive stints from the side of UTK. They want to press forward. They might have a chance here. Jobro tries to go short side, gets another block as well, but Shark kicks it to Fitz, and look at this, one-on-one. Fitz has no boost left, and the defense able to make a save.
Yeah, Hermes back for that one. I'm still looking back to Jobro, not quite able to get the double. Now looking for redemption off the ceiling instead. Straight down to Hermes, back from defense, straight onto offense, and straight into an opening goal for the Volunteers.
Up high here, Wimpulse doesn't find the touch, and Shark thinks they've got the read, but Hermes is just a bit faster, sneaks it short side, and that's just the response you want from the Volunteers.
Oh, and after a game like that, Brazil on the board, last score with 2 seconds to go. This is how you want to start things off. And that's just going to be another opener as they got the read. It felt like Washington State was on so much offense because they were staying at the midfield. Big boom pass, and Shaka delivers.
Yeah, that late rotation back. I mean, Hermes is the only one in the opposite corner there after that massive clear. Tennessee, they have found the gap. Fake kickoff here. Hermes sends it wide. A demo comes through, so Jobro has to knock this one all the way across the pitch there. Now we'll be able to set it up. Shaka is there. Redirect up high. Doesn't find the double tap. Follow through from Hermes again. Trying to kick this one up high, but Wimpulse will find Shark instead. Flip reset available and finds a touch. Kicks back out, but Jobro reads it well. And this is going to be goal number 3 and another reversal here. Washington State owned game number 3, but game number 4 is all UTK.
Yeah, and it's coming out of these great counterattacks, spotting when that third man's a little too close and being able to ramp up that speed when you see an overcommit. And it was the success of Washington State in game number 3, that ability to just be there for every single touch at the end of a play. But now it's gotten them into a 3-goal deficit, and this is a tall order even with 3.5 minutes to go.
It is tough, but we'll see if they can come up with something. Shark denied there along the backboard by Shaka. Now, look at Shark here, or sorry, Fitz, able to go for this air dribble. Shark going short side, and he nearly had it. That ball just barely pixels away from getting inside that post and getting Washington State on the board, but instead here comes Tennessee over top of the last defender, and Jobro's got the brace.
And Wimpulse is just late to this ball. Hermes with a nice pop up, and Jobro maintains so much momentum. Wimpulse going from stuck. You got to get up a little earlier and trust yourself to try and drive around that kind of ball, but just a little too passive on this back line from Wazoo, and UTK are finding the holes it seemed were just only available for Washington State last game.
Absolutely, like you said, found the gaps in the defense, and now Fitz tries to flip reset this one. Wimpulse now goes up over top of one. Has to have his teammates swerve in, and they'll find the gap there. Fitz from midfield will get Wazoo on the board.
And this is a good one where it's Fitz taking advantage of that pressure. Everyone went for this ball. It was a triple commit. They're all headed in different directions. I'm going to say the momentum would have worked out. Smile that they don't get that goal, but still, even though it's a big overcommit, I think Wazoo getting one on the board, having everyone involved is exactly where they want to start. Get that team morale high and try and step up.
Good block here. Fitz over top of one. Kick to the wall. Fitz is there. 29 boost, but Hermes playing the instigator, going for a bump instead. Now maybe a chance here off the double tap short side. Jobro nearly had one. Fitz on the flick. Shaka reads it well. Fitz redirects it, leaves it for Wimpulse. Shaka gets the boost though. Another big booming clear. Here come the Volunteers. Redirected low. Fitz on the catch. No boost left. Leaves it for Shark. One-on-one the other way. Flick up fast, and he beats the last man! And Shark will not be denied. The lead is cut in two.
The master of shot placement puts it on display once again, and that just a little slow on the backside from Shaka. So well placed. Great speed. I mean, you saw that 57 straight off the flick. So well done. And now, this is looking real doable as the momentum shifts and Hermes nearly buries it off the kickoff.
That was a massive save to keep this one within striking distance as Fitz goes over top and Shark will get the dunk, and just like that, it's a one-goal game.
Ooh, look at this. Fitz putting those mechanics to work, and we're within one. This is just raced back. I was all doom and gloom after the first minute and a half, but Wazoo putting those fears to rest as they're the ones looking real strong as they've got some good adjustments.
Over top of Shark, and Wimpulse gets caught out here, but Jobro unable to cleanly control that ball. That was a goal for certain, but some way, somehow, Wazoo avoid disaster there. Shaka, that challenge out the corner. Wimpulse doesn't get the double tap. Shark opted to back away. Hermes, now on the air dribble. Fitz will kick this one off the red corner. Shark beats one. Shaka's last back, and will have this first touch on it. Sends it up, and two players bite on this one for the side of Washington State, which means Hermes can now move forward. Looks for a demo. Two players again commit for the side of the Cougars. A passing play developing, but no one in sight of that one. Shaka drops it down. Hermes, a second touch over top of one. Fitz getting bumped, but still makes contact. Follow-up shot from Jobro, and Wimpulse will kick it to the midfield.
And Shark tries to get the extension, but UTK very disciplined, keeping that member back. We see a bit of a bump, we see a bit of an open opportunity, and it's just off the bar.
Oh man, Wimpulse, that one's gonna sting. Maybe Shark here, double tap, he kicked it too high. Fitz is still there on the dribble. He'll kick it out wide to the corner. Can't get by the last man though, but you can tell Washington State, they're starting to find these opportunities. They might have one here. Hermes again, another solid defensive read. Fitz pops it up. Two players here for the side of Tennessee with 30 seconds remaining. The Bulls will clear, and Shark will try and get a challenge here, but Washington State, it is all go right now. They are out of time, they feel like, and their defense is getting caught off guard because of it.
And there were golden opportunities, and now Jobro makes it a 2-goal differential, and that all but puts the last nail in the coffin of this series. As so unfortunate. That's painful to see. Two missed shots that were just sitting there for Washington State, denied by the crossbar, and now we'll see what they've got in these last 15.
Maybe a chance here. Fitz on the block. They need to get this ball into the orange half. Shark finds Fitz. Air dribble attempt off the ceiling. Gets a second touch on it, but Shaka will deny the opportunity. The clock will strike 0, and this series will go to Tennessee. And what a huge backup game from them to get back to 500.
Oh, so close, and that does bring them up to 3-3. Struggled at the start and have been on fire ever since. So, like, I'm just still in awe of how these two teams were able to give us so much tension. And this was a 4-game series. Felt like it went to 5, honestly, with the number of momentum shifts that we had. And honestly, controlled gameplay at the end from Tennessee. There were those opportunities that Wazoo missed, but still there were more of them that were blocked. The ones that they really set up and the ones that Wazoo had that team coordination, UTK were one step ahead of them.
Almost feels like the Achilles heel of these teams was the same. So it became a game of, could you almost find your own weak spot? And it's a very odd series to play out, but both teams, that's why you saw so many momentum shifts. It's just that third man being a little bit too far forward, the decision making, the shot placement being such a key factor, especially for Washington State. And again, it was almost a tie game. If Wimpulse gets that shot in the last 30 seconds, if that's crossbar down and in instead of crossbar down and out, I mean, it's a whole nother series and we're talking overtime. But Tennessee, they clutch up when they need to. They take advantage of the few miscues that Washington State gave them, and they take this series.
Yeah, it was an absolutely fantastic series from both teams, and we're going to get to hear from Shaka in just a few moments as we're going to cut to a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back after a great win from UTK. Actually, I said Shaka, we got debated. It's Joe Bro with the extra ka-chow that we saw on his name in the game. How are you guys feeling after that win? And after that, was it a McQueen difference?
Oh, definitely a McQueen difference. I mean, if we're not using Lightning McQueen in that, I'm not sure we win. But it's just the best car in the game. I can't lie.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. All right, so this series, I mean, you got to a good start. Took game one. The one game that got away from you guys. What was the difference maker? Because all of a sudden, you guys turned things around immediately in game number 4. So what was it about game number 3 that you guys saw in their game plan?
Well, game 3, I think we got a little too into the Lightning McQueen, and pretty much all we said the entire game was ka-chow. So it wasn't really helping. So we went back to actually telling each other things in the 4th game, so that helped a little bit.
And I mean, this series, obviously, a little bit slow of a start for you guys. But you guys are now up to 3-3, but this lineup iteration of you, Shaka, and Hermes, it feels like it's firing on all cylinders. What do you think is your biggest strength as a team?
I think we just have really good chemistry. We use each other well, and we've got a play style that I think works, and especially against teams that I think last year it wasn't the same team in EGF, but we struggled a little bit with like not beating teams that we know we should be beating. And so we changed our play style, and now we're pretty consistent with beating teams that we should beat. So I think for us, it was just finding a play style that really worked, and I think we've got it now.
That is fantastic to hear that you guys have got it all lined up. And now that you guys are firing on all cylinders, it feels like there's no one that can really stand in your way. Wazoo is one of the leaders out in the West. So now, is there anyone that you're looking at next to take down?
I mean, I'm always down to play Cincinnati because I saw Barry in the chat last week say that they don't lose to Tennessee, but we'll see about that if we play them. But
some fighting words from
I
the
mean,
Bearcats.
Like anyone that we play, I think we can beat anybody as long as we're playing well on the day. So I'm just excited to play whoever we play, really.
Some amazing confidence coming out of you guys. You certainly deserve it, and a fantastic win. Anyone you'd like to shout out for it?
Shout out the club, of course, for supporting us and obviously helping us be in EGF. Shout out Shaka and Hermes, the boys getting it done. Shout out Lightning McQueen. of course. Couldn't have done it without him tonight. And shout out to our other teams. I know they were watching. But yeah, I think that's it.
Well, thank you so much. And you guys certainly showed off the real Kachow on the pitch today. And it was a fantastic game to watch.
Thank you, guys.
And for everyone else at home, we had another great series, and we've got another fantastic one on the wings. We've got USC up against UConn, as that'll be coming up very, very shortly. You won't want to miss it. Stick around. Welcome back to the EGFCs. We've got our last matchup of the night. Despite what it says down there, we've got USC up against UConn, and USC in these late night matches has never failed to deliver an absolutely fantastic game.
A lot of game fives for them. They're one of the teams in the EGFC that's kind of played the most. They've got a game score of 14-7, but despite that, they are 4-1 on the season. They look really good, and this is going to be a really intriguing matchup against the UConn, who is 2-3 so far, but they've got a positive goal differential.
Yeah, that's one thing that's always really weird to see, is that positive goal differential, the negative win rate, and it speaks to what we like to talk about when we're talking about a lot of these Eastern teams, is the high-octane offenses you'll still see come through.
And UConn certainly not shy of that. I mean, this series to me is going to be really interesting because UConn, they've been one of these teams that's been to the top 4, the top 8 of the EGFC, of the league championship. But we saw USC get reverse swept by Xavier, who has struggled to hit that point. They've made playoffs before, but not quite hitting that upper echelon like UConn has. And although it's a very different squad for UConn overall in terms of the roster, with a lot of players graduating, players like Anton moving on, you've still got some heavy playmakers on this Husky squad, and Gavin and Noah, who have really stepped up in recent weeks.
Yeah, it's about watching this new young talent developing, but of course for USC, got the main roster in VTR, Vista, and Wiz, as they've started to really step up. We saw in a few of their earlier matchups a little bit of that double commits, and we've seen them really work on tightening their rotation, starting to get that structure down, and it has shown in their past few matchups as we're on the pitch, and it's immediately USC trying to strike first.
And it's been 8 cases for USC recently where it's been a brutal early schedule, some really tough opponents, the way things have broken down. But UConn will be the first to strike here. It's going to be Noah getting the opener.
Yeah, and this is all off the back of VTR not getting a clean touch. Vista then just loops back in the net, unsure what to do, trying to gain a little momentum, and the Huskies going to be happy to grab an early one.
And in that series that USC lost to Xavier in reverse sweep fashion, it was USC looking pretty solid through the first couple of games, but then Xavier finding pockets and windows where they could just kind of win the race and not get challenged at all. It was 100 zeros. They were just a little bit too slow to the play, was USC, and Xavier was able to capitalize off the back of it. UConn, they like to go for these air dribbles. They like to possess the ball a bit more. So it's interesting. I think this is going to be one of those games that comes down to time of possession, and so far, UConn are winning it.
And it looks fantastic. There's some opening issues, and now a demo on the back side as Gavin's going to find the hole, but this is just all off the back of all of USC being on the same side of the play, and one demo can wreak havoc on that kind of setup.
Yeah, Vista there caught a little too far forward, could not read the bounce, but the recognition there to go for that demo, I believe it was Gavin on that play, goes forward, gets physical, gets that third man out of the way, and it's an easy backdoor goal for the side of the Huskies. So an early 2-goal lead here. Noah now tries to march forward, cut off by VTR. He's been one of the key playmakers in seasons past, but as this season has gone on, it's been a really well-rounded effort from the Trojans.
Yeah, very well done. Again, it's about these adjustments we've seen from them week to week, and I'm sure some of them are going to come through, but a great flip reset from Gavin makes it difficult, and then another slicer in from Noah, keeping the Trojans on their toes. As you mentioned earlier, they have just been stuck in their own half and unable to break into the blue side of the pitch.
Huskies doing a good job of making sure this ball stays in the red side and making sure that if the Trojans are going to get an offensive push, they're going to have to commit a lot. Trade some boost for possession. Trade the ball for, a demo. Gavin now goes towards the backboard. He's cut off once more. VTR blocked away. Shiro centering pass here for Noah, and he executes it perfectly. 2 goals for Noah, 3 goals on the board for the Huskies.
And the last 2 have just been great demo recognitions, just so well placed on the back line to disrupt the USC defense. We see the attempt, just a diving save, but they're behind the play. They weren't supposed to be the one up on that ball. And it's these constant little bumps, these constant bits of physicality that have just kept UConn up. And this one, just a little bit of outplay.
The Huskies' spatial awareness here is great. Gavin realizes, hey, I'm 1-on-2 here, and opts for the pass, and VTR is just too far forward. He has to respond in case Gavin just strikes a bullet towards the near side, but then he's just caught back-footed there, and he has to attempt a backflip to even get close to that block, but it's too little too late. The Huskies are just taking every little inch and getting a mile off the back of it. Like you said, even the physical play trending in their favor. USC, they're trying to give themselves time to react by sitting so far away, but against a team that loves to air dribble, that's just too much space.
It is. It's just been stories that USC aren't keeping up, and we haven't seen just any space given over to them either, right? Demo after demo, forcing these resets in rotation. We're not seeing those midfield connections we like to see out of VTR and Vista. There's been no space for Wiz to try and create an opening. Here's an opportunity just from one pop over, but again, it's right back into Husky possession. A nice attempt at a handoff, but Gavin just out of the way.
Just too far. VTR makes a save. Maybe a play here for Wiz and Vista. As Wiz sends it up, Vista through the corner, sends it high off the backboard, but Gavin is there, and look at this. Shiro already there to receive it. Tries to tee it up. VTR, the only one up in the sky for it. Gavin now sends it to the wall. Kicks up high at the midfield. Vista on the air dribble. Wiz tries to combine with him for a pinch. Goes to the opposite blue corner. Vista now grabs corner boost. Gavin underneath. Pops it up now up high. Shiro tries to recenter it over top of Noah. And even though some of these passes are not connecting, there's just enough there to keep this ball in the red half. Finally, a booming clear comes through. The Trojans trying to find some room the other way. They might have it here with a dunk by Vista, but he's got no boost left, and it ramps up high.
Oh, so close. And that would have been a great one to get back just for confidence, as another fantastic diving save, and Shiro just stays in front. UConn reading these attacks well, and USC looking for other options. They're trying to really use these corners a little bit more. We saw attempts at a crossfield pass to Vista, and they just haven't quite connected, as this one slowed down, continued by Noah, and it's examples like that why UConn are so hard to break out of your own half.
30 seconds remaining here, and USC stifled again on offense. This one to the corner once more. Gavin challenged out mid in a shooting lane, pops it up here. Noah sweeps across, shot is wide, but tick, tick, tick goes this clock. Wiss has to wait for this pass, chips it up to mid, but there's only a Husky waiting for him. Vista on the intercept will get it into the blue corner, but that will do it for game number 1. A potential shutout unless this one goes in, but it will be blocked away. The Huskies with a commanding opener in this best of 5.
Commanding is right. They just put their foot on the gas, did not stop. Reminded me a lot of Game 3 last series, where it was just, it didn't feel like the opposition could break out of their own half, but this time from UConn, it wasn't just having everyone pass that midfield line. They were still having really solid backfield connections and still able to keep that last man back if the Trojans ever did get something even close to net or just a general pop out. But I think that right now, it's been the demos, it's been the boost steals for the Huskies that have really separated them. And for the Trojans, it's going to be about finding ways to prevent those and forcing your opponents to really get out of position in those spots.
There's something to be said about comfort and in terms of not only pace of play, but the styles and the way that UConn likes to play. I mean, we've seen them jump out to early leads before, and USC, they are a bit more reactive off the start. You can tell by the spacing, right? They're sitting so far back defensively, and that is something UConn thrives off of. Like you said, getting bumps and demos, getting air dribbles over top, finding opportunities. So USC, they're going to have to find a way to adapt. And we've seen them do it before. Again, they've been in a lot of elongated series, but UConn just got such a solid start there that, like you said, it just took so long for USC to get anything going offensively. There, Wiss with a really solid shot, but the last man once again back and ready for the side of UConn.
That was a back pass to the net, but all well handled by Wiss, keeping this one forward. And it's moments like that where we're seeing USC prioritize possession over what you might consider a risky field position, because they know they're going to be first back, right? There's no one really threatening, oh, this is really risky, actually. That's a spot where it just gets away from you, and Gavin's going to collect. But it was looking so good initially for USC on these counters.
Vista, he gets a little greedy here, because when you're rotating back on defense, you want the corner boost and you want the ball. But it skips so high and fast off of his hood that it goes right down Main Street, and it's an easy follow-up for UConn. And just like that, they grab the lead with nearly a minute gone by into play. But, you know, like you said, it feels like USC are adapting a little bit better. They're starting to possess the ball a bit more, starting to challenge a bit more on UConn, and here in the corner, playing smart there, playing for his teammate off of that challenge. VTR with a misflip, though, he does get a bump that's beneficial, but Shiro with a crazy angle. That was a dead-eye shot there from the wall and nearly on target.
And that's just demonstrating how difficult these offenses out of the Big East can be. A slicer would have had to pull out the protractor to see what the angle looked like. It looks to me like a 5-degreer. As already we're seeing, as you mentioned, and as we were saying before, USC making some adjustments, but right here, UConn getting creative, and it almost working out.
Oh my mercy, all those redirects inside of the box are so dangerous, but USC are able to get out of it. Now a chance in front, Wiss shut down by Gavin. Noah kicks that one down. Gavin is here as well, gets a good challenge, but that's a huge save once again. VTR able to get back in time. Now maybe something here all the way across. And this is where things get a little awkward for USC, as that one's going to be flipped on target. Save made. Vista able to clear it. It's a lot of east to west for these defensive clears, but that bump was beautiful. Vista gets the credit, but this was all set up by the carry onto Noah. Wiss says, nope, no sir, no turn lane here.
That entire play was set up by Wiss. We saw their first man on the defense when that counterattack began. Can't get a touch on the ball. Instead, immediately grab the boost, set themselves upfield, trust in your teammates to make the save and get some sort of outlet. And then you're there right before the defender, able to set up the bump and just give your teammate an open net. So well done. Such great awareness. And also USC giving themselves options to counter when when UConn start to overcommit.
Just over the game gone by here. Tie game at 1 apiece. This one's towards target, redirected up high. Shiro nearly got back to it. Maybe a chance here for VTR. 2 players bite on it. Open net shot. Save made by Shiro. No boost in the take, and they're able to get the block. VTR stalls out. No on the flip, and it's in. And the Huskies strike back to retake the lead.
Oh, I'm not sure if that was in on its own or if it was crossbar. I want to see this replay back. Oh yeah, that was bar down, that was in. You gotta just try and make the save there. reads like there was a red trail at the end, but that was dead in. So tough to try and make that save off the counter. And another demonstration of what UConn can really do when pushed against the wall. Now Noah already stepping up to try and attack, but quickly taken away by VTR.
Vista sends it up high as well. Can't get back to it. Yes, he can. Pops it up. This should be a shot. This one's dangerous. And Noah carries that ball out. This could be 2-on-0 the other way. Does he have the boost? He's got the speed, but unable to really challenge that one cleanly. Vista will get it away. Now another chance here. 23 in his tank, but Gavin on that backboard sends it down low. Gets the redirect. Over top, and a misflip by VTR is going to cost you 3-1 UConn.
And we've seen that twice now from VTR. Misflip. Last one didn't cause a goal, but this one does. Gavin, sometimes you just got to put it on net and hope for an unforced error. And UConn put themselves up by 2, as this is getting tougher and tougher for the Trojans to try and take this one back.
Trying to fall on this one, unable to do so. Shiro up early for this one, but no contact made, goes wide instead. VTR back towards the blue box, and just again, a swarm of Husky defenders able to lock that one away. Whist now, low shot. Shiro handles it well, goes up for the air dribble, looking for a flip reset. Doesn't, it goes off the side of VTR. Follow up by Gavin, just barely over his head, and Noah will keep this one in the red half. Time starting to tick away. Noah gets over top of 2, and he nearly had the third, but the redirect goes off his nose back towards midfield. Whist now marches forward, looks for this redirect, up high, pop shot, saved by Noah, kicks it out for Gavin. With 30 seconds remaining, the Huskies are back on offense.
Oh, if Whist was able to just connect with, that was so close, and you could tell Whist wanted to just find the shot, and you could see right ahead of all the Huskies, and now a pinch out of the midfield, and the Trojans bring it within 1.
This is an odd one. Noah carries this ball, and I honestly think he did not mean to in any way, shape, or form, because the way it kicked up the wall, he wanted to try and slice that one back, but he had such momentum behind it that he just rolls it out to midfield. He loses the race to it, so it's an easy giveaway, and the third man for UConn not ready, and now nearly an air dribble attempt from Noah goes in, but it will be denied. This one's a chance for Vista, and he slots it! Perfect corner! The Trojans are not done yet!
A USC clutch factor indeed. We talk about them able to make it happen in Game 5. What about Game 2? Forcing the overtime, 8 seconds left. And now we'll see if USC can make magic again. That was what, 5-10 seconds? This is possible.
Vista racing forward in the corner. VTR's already up. This is a double commit though. UConn sends it up high. Zero time is here. Shiro shot well wide, and it will hit the corner boost, which means we are headed into overtime.
Oh, I was scared after I saw that big touch. And now we're going to see if USC, they've gotten 2 back. If there's that one more left, this is a good clear. This is scary. There's an extra member. There's the bump, and there's the game for UConn.
Shiro! What a bump! Gavin, the flip reset off his backside, but Shiro's dive demolishes the last defender, and 13 seconds in, UConn moved to match point.
And that was such a fantastic effort. You score with 20 seconds to go, you score in the next 12, and then it all gets taken out from under you with UConn able to just get one right on back. And now you're looking at 2-0 deficit. Now they're the ones needing to reverse sweep.
To comment here for the side of UConn, the change in the lineup. I mean, it feels Shiro in particular. He was one of the big strikers last year. Anton was the lead man leading the team in goals and in saves, but Shiro was really one of the big playmakers when UConn was able to compete with the cream of the crop when they were, taking games off of UTA. It was Shiro and Kaker who were just lighting the lamp numerous times. But now Shiro, I think, has opted to be more of the playmaker role. He's not necessarily being the striker and being the shooter as much. He's setting up his teammates. It's Noah and Gavin piling on shots here, and Shiro being a playmaker once again, getting physical, getting that demo, recognizing the 2-on-1, and completely just the execution on that play was perfect for UConn.
Yeah, you can tell those comms for UConn are clear. They might have gotten a little muddled a few moments near the end of that game, but when it mattered most, they were able to just spot out their opponents and clear the way. As now USC, their 4-1 season on the line, needing a reverse sweep. It's got to start here. It's the Huskies initially on offense. Wiz trying to keep the possession. Takes a race back from Gavin to keep it from falling the other way.
To kind of shoot it towards his own net to keep that one away from the Trojans. Noah gets a good pinch here. Can he get back in front of this one? No, loses it to Vista, but all of USC is back here, so that effort is not for the moment. But VTR is looking for a double tap. Shiro keeps it out wide, redirected mid, but here come the Huskies once again. 2-on-2 now the other way. Noah can't get by Wiss on that backboard, looking for the pinch here. Interestingly enough, we've seen Wiss change up the cars a bit. He's normally a Dominus player, but he's in the Octane this week, and I think that's mostly for that possession game that USC likes to play. Just a little bit more control rather than going for those bullet shots, and they might have something here because of it. Wiss down in front, but it's chipped away, and Noah will make sure it gets to safety.
Yeah, Noah wanted the reset there to try and get the extra extension. Unable to connect, and that's going to be a real blessing for USC. Now there's an attempt. There's some physicality trying to muscle your way through, and it's collected well by Gavin. It's USC putting on a little bit of pressure, forcing UConn to think.
I want to play off the Shiro's backside, but with a member of the USC Trojans there, still was in the offensive half for a moment. Vista has to dodge a bump and does. Great patience on his part. Gets around Shiro as well. Has a setup for VTR. And what a pinch off the crossbar. Gavin just forks that ball out of the net somehow. And USC denied again.
What a save, what a save, what a save. Spamming it. That was what? Like a 65, 70 mile an hour shot. Insane reaction time coming through from Gavin. And it keeps this game 0-0 as another deep shot. Vista's waiting back, but there's no one quite ready to receive. Fortunately, all of UConn decided to go on back and reset for boost, but that's a big tackle. Takes out a defender. There's now a double commit, but no one to finish the job, and it seems the net is open, and UConn will scoop that one up.
It's not a half-bad play here. Wiss recenters that ball, but too many players are too far forward. It takes too long to recover from the shots that USC went for. They're all in the back of the UConn net. They can't get back in time, and like you said, an empty net goal here. A fake kickoff here from UConn to maintain some possession, pinch up the wall, and an extra touch off the back of it. VTR will be able to rip the ball from his hands, but still, UConn starting to make some key plays here. And again, USC, they've got good possession. They're starting to move this ball through the midfield cleanly, but they just cannot find a way to get this defense of UConn uncomfortable.
Yeah, and for a second, I was wondering if there was an opportunity for a strike back, seeing all the Huskies on one side of the field, but good time play from the forward man, and now this was a great opportunity. The rebounds miss off of an empty net shot gone wide, and UConn very lucky to not be in an even game state.
Such a key touch there. I believe it was Noah on the air dribble. The follow-up from Wiss was just too high and wide, I believe, and that post bounce was so brutal too to read, but if they just play patient, it's an easy follow-up. Wiss now in an odd spot here, just tries to play that one back. USC, it's only a one-goal game, but it feels like it's going to take a minute for them to really get offensive possession here. They've got to traverse the whole field, and UConn's bearing down on them.
Yeah, and the first thing that came to mind when there was that fake kickoff from UConn is either they feel like they have to try and cheese out a goal right now, or, as you were saying, get more of that possession, take more time off the clock as a miss comes through, and Wiss will be the recipient.
Was this a fake here that gets this goal? Wiss gets a great touch over top of Shiro, and VTR, I think he was anticipating VTR to shoot that ball, and instead both players whiff on it, and it goes into the blue net, and yeah.
No, watching the replay, that feels like a fake. It seems like you're trying to play the front man because you're expecting that extra touch, and instead just let it roll on in.
We've seen USC win some of these mind game type of battles before as well. I mean, think back to the Washington State game where they just completely read Fitz along the backboard to win that series. So if it becomes a game of minutia like that, I would not be shocked to see USC take this game, but there's still 40 seconds remaining here in regulation, and the ball is in the red half here. The Trojans have to play careful defensively.
Oh, look at that, Gavin. Just waiting, knowing that there's nothing USC can really do, allowing teammates to get boost, putting Vista in an awkward spot. There's another rebound. No boost for Shiro to get the double, and that was another great opportunity set up. And now not delivered as VTR has to go up. It's a pass out to Gavin. It's just a floater, and UConn delivers with 18 to go.
Huge goal here. Noah gets around one. The whiff and the pass on the backboard was perfect, and Gavin receives it perfectly. The catch on the hood of the car. If that's a grounded play, it's an easy read for Wiss, but instead it's a dribble, it's a flick over top, and with short time remaining, the Huskies have the lead.
Oh, and we saw last game USC make miracles with 12 seconds to go. Now that's all they've got. 10 seconds left. Noah just going to track this one back, start playing time, slow the game down. BTR pop back. Defense is awkward. Another save from Noah. And what a drop down to save this one for the Huskies. There's still a chance. There's no connection. And that's going to be it as UConn sweeps this for the final.
What a series, and UConn sweep USC, the Huskies. A much needed victory. They were sitting at 2-3 in the overall standings, but I mean, again, a fantastic effort from them. And USC, the way they've been winning games the past couple of weeks against some of these top dogs, shutting down Washington, shutting down Auburn, who had taken down UTA just a week prior. I mean, USC was seemingly on fire coming into this week. This felt like a near must-win for UConn to get back into the thick of things in that playoff race, and they come out with a 3-0 sweep. What a fantastic showing from the Huskies.
I mean, this has been a couple of series where the 2-3 takes down the 4-1 and starts to even out the playing field. And again, it speaks to how talented these teams are and how close they are in comparison with each other. As we're going to look to hear from Shiro, as we're going to cut to a quick break, and we'll be right back. And welcome back for the last time this evening to the EGFC. We just had a fantastic series where the Huskies took a sweep to the 4-1 Trojans, and we are going to be joined by Shiro from UConn. And after that win, it felt like you guys were just on top of it the whole way through.
Yeah, I was super proud of the boys. We've been really grinding together, trying to get the chemistry up, so definitely felt like a well-deserved win for us. We knew we had what it takes to be one of the best teams here, so I'm super glad that we're finally showing it.
We talked about it a little bit before the match started, how UConn, I mean, this is not the same team of old. Last year you had Anton on the team, Kaker on the team, but you are the player that's been around a bit longer, and now playing with Noah and Gavin. I mean, what's the kind of the class range, the spread of upperclassmen to underclassmen for you guys, and how long have you guys been really playing together for?
So Gavin's a transfer to UConn. He's a junior, and Noah's also a junior. Noah's been playing a while. He was supposed to play with Anton last year. He ended up not being able to have his computer on campus, but now that he has like his own house, now he's able to have it and he's able to play. And then I've been friends with Gavin for a while now, probably a year now, year and a half. So I've always been playing with him, so the chemistry's always been good with him. And now it's just we just need to play with each other, like us three, a lot more. I think because the CCA did fall opens, I think that really went well for us, and we've just been grinding together, playing with each other a lot more. I know the boys have been putting in hours. Sad to lose Anton and Kaker, but we got to move on.
And move on, you guys did. I mean, a fantastic series here against a team that had taken down a lot of the top dogs. But what was the key for you guys entering this series? Because getting a 3-0 sweep against a team that normally elongates series is quite a statement from you guys.
Honestly, Gavin was like tired. He was like, I just want to get this over with. He's like, let's just play as good as we can so we can sweep them and then get it over with. And that's exactly what we did. Just went out to play. We knew that, like I said, we knew. I'm pretty sure the boys know that we can be one of the best teams in the EGF. Now we're kind of showing it a little more.
Yeah, absolutely showing it. But I do have to ask, going into game number 2, where USC were able to just strike back with 2 real quick at the back end of things, did that make you guys sweat a little bit, or was it just sort of, right, let's hunch over, let's get this overtime? Because then you guys just cleaned it up in 20 seconds.
Honestly, I felt like both of the goals that they had were kind of troll goals. One of them, Noah was trying to bring it back to Gav, and Gav was like, "I've been searching for boost this whole time," and then the other one was just unlucky. It was kind of like a miscomm. I thought Gav was going up, but he didn't, so I got up a little later than I need to, and I don't know who it was, but one of them I think it was Val. I forgot his name. It was the one that started with a V. He just had a good shot, so it was kind of just a little 2 unlucky troll goals, but we knew that we kind of had the game in the bag.
And indeed, you guys did. A 3-0 sweep doesn't come without some support behind it. If there's anyone you'd like to shout out for the dub today, now's your time.
Shout out to my team, Noah and Gav. Shout out to Lamb and the Lamb fam. I don't know if they're here, but always love to see them in the chat. And shout out to the Yukon Rocket League server. Love seeing you guys and the other teams there. So that's all.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us and for putting on such a show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And that is gonna be it for our evening here. But we had just such a great slate of matches. I mean, our first one together had that fantastic 3-2 between Cincinnati and UTA, and then a couple of upsets on the records coming through as well.
Yeah, a lot of the top dogs, as you mentioned, kind of falling to the teams that were really needing those wins to get back into the thick of things. But that, again, I flash back to what I said at the beginning of the broadcast. This league has got a lot of parity. No lead is safe, and it just goes to show how closely knit everyone here is in EGFC. And it's so exciting to see because we're starting to get into the later portions of this fall split. So teams are really coming into their own. They're really starting to figure out, okay, what do we do well? What do we need to work on? And there's only 2 weeks now, I believe, left of this fall split.
Yeah, there's only a couple more matches for these teams try and set themselves up as well as possible for the spring. And we're already seeing those shifts, those team identities develop. But of course, there's lots more collegiate Overwatch here in the EGFC as well. Tomorrow's Overwatch and Friday will be Valorant if you want to get some FPS action on your screens. But from us here tonight, that's going to be it. Huge shout out to Soy for holding down the broadcast the entire time, our producer, Apcon, and to you, the viewer, for supporting college esports, whether you're a UConn or USC fan or you've been here the whole time. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful night.